What's going on, guys? My name is El De Niro, and welcome to the Midnight Hour.
After their legendary journey out of danger and into the safe haven of White Deer Park, the animals of Farthingwood look forward to getting used to their new life in the nature reserve. But winter is drawing near. The nights are colder and food for the animals is getting scarce. Other animals in the park are unfriendly and want to make trouble. And around the park are the perils of hunters' traps, as well as humans and the machines. Will life ever return to normal for the animals of Farthingwood?
No power in the verse can stop me.
What's going on, guys? My name is El De Niro, and welcome to a very special edition of the Midnight Hour. This is the best of from episodes 1 to 30. And this was made by a guy named Troy who reached out to me and said it was something that he was planning on doing. It's really interesting because as I'm recording this intro, I have no idea what you're about to listen to. I haven't heard it at all. I'm actually sending him the intro. So for all I know, he has gone through every single minute of Midnight Hour footage and composed some kind of edited sentence of me saying a bunch of anti-Semitic things and racist things. And just kidding. This is the best of episodes 1 to 30. That's all I know. And I also know that the music in the intro is Rebel Yell by Billy Idol, which has the words Midnight Hour in it. And that's why I'm suing him for copyright infringement. Yeah. Anyways, enjoy. And a huge thank you to Troy for going through this. I guess if you guys could follow him on Twitter, that would just be a great way of saying thanks, because going through all of that and not even being the guy who runs the podcast is a pretty unbelievable thing to do. So his Twitter is T_LUEN. I will leave it linked in the description, so just click on it. Give him a follow. It's the sound thing to do. So yeah.
No power in the verse can stop me.
There are other things that are not easy to explain. For example, like why I sometimes sit in my room rocking out to Katy Perry or Kelly Clarkson or something like that. Things that are universally hated, but you feel the need to, or maybe you just happen to like it. I think Kelly Clarkson's choruses are fucking awesome. Like, she's a strong, independent woman and she don't need no man. Like,
no, I can't disagree with you.
You know, like, it's funny with her because Pink is all like, one minute she's like really sad and miserable about her life, but then the next minute she's really happy and she doesn't need a man. But then she's singing about how sad she is that her man is sad with her. And
Pink is too sassy for me. I am more of a Kelly Clarkson. I'm more on Kelly Clarkson's side when we come into
I think so
these big issues, as it were.
Yeah, I'd be the same. There's one part in, I think it's episode 2, towards the end, when they've been captured by Count Dooku, and they're on I think it's Geonosis is the planet that they're on, and it's just before all the Jedi in the galaxy basically come to help bail them out, and they're in this sort of gladiator-like battleground, but they're chained to these pillars. And Natalie Portman, who I will never refer to as Padme, she's just Natalie Portman. She played herself in that movie. She's an incredible woman. But she like untied herself and climbed to the top of the pillar, and Anakin said like, "What about Padme?" And Obi-Wan goes, "She seems to be on top of things." And then it cuts to her and she's literally on top of a thing.
Oh Jesus! I just like cringed a little bit just hearing you say it, let alone seeing it in the cinema.
I couldn't, like, I was watching it and I was like, holy shit, is that the level of intellect that Star Wars...
The thing is, you know for a fact that there were writers sat there as they wrote it, patting themselves and clapping each other and just going, well done lads, I mean really fantastic job with that line. He scribbled out that line, that is genius, like, and dropped the pen and just went, yep, alright, we're done, look at this shit, this writes itself.
Like, oh man, it was so bad.
I read a book actually recently. It was all about Australia, and these people had gone out to the Great Barrier Reef this big organised trip out to the Great Barrier Reef to go snorkeling and stuff.
Yeah.
With a big group of people, and 2 people went off a little bit outside or away from the boat in a different direction to everyone else, and they basically just got left behind.
Oh shit!
In the middle of the ocean.
Oh god.
And they've never found them.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's terrible. I bet they got abducted by mermaids and now they're sea creatures.
Maybe, but yeah, that's terrifying.
You know what's going to happen is someday they're going to come back and they're going to look like the creature from the Black Lagoon, and they're going to slowly take over the world, and they're going to they'll just bite one person and then they'll turn into the same monster, and that's how the zombie apocalypse will work.
The sea people.
Yeah, they came from beneath the sea, that's what they'll call it. Yeah. That movie's due a remake as well.
I've just stumbled actually across you saying a fear of the number 13, octophobia, fear of the figure 8.
What is that, as in the ballerina type thing, or whatever, ice skating? Isn't it ice skating?
I don't know. It says fear of the figure 8, so that's not a fear of the number. It's literally a fear of the shape of a number 8.
So snowmen would be
terrifying. Are terrifying. The concept of infinity is sidewaysly terrifying.
It's horizontal.
There must be white girls all over the country and the world that terrify these poor people with octophobia.
Yeah. So they put it across with this notion that in these types of shows they like to build suspense before they hit you with the punchline, or they hit you with and it was aliens, and it was we know what 5% of our DNA is for, and then we have the other 95%, which used to be called junk DNA, but now we believe that it has some kind of purpose in our genetics. And I was like, no way, fucking really, our DNA has some purpose in our genetics? Fuck, that's some deep shit. That's crazy. I don't believe that. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, just saying that, aliens came, popped a bit of extra code in our DNA and fucked off again.
Yeah.
It's like a kid's been given a science project to do, and they've gone, alright, pop those seeds in that little pot of soil.
Yeah.
Water it, and then come back in a couple days.
Yeah, and then we'll give you a gold star.
A plant, you get a gold star, and the kid's gone and watered the thing, and everyone's kind of forgotten about it.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's a tree in the cupboard.
Yeah.
And the aliens are going to return and just go, oh shit, they've built a civilization.
Yeah, would you look at that?
Whoops.
10 to 15 billion years ago, remember when we came here?
The probe that we tried to find the name of but couldn't.
Yeah.
Passed by the moon, and you can see the pictures of the what was it? The flag. Yeah, the flag. I don't know how I've managed to forget the word for flag.
That wavy sign thing.
Yeah.
What's that called?
That wavy picture pole thing.
My cousin, I remember when I was about maybe 12 or 13, me and my cousin were watching Mythbusters, and they were talking about going to the moon, and whether or not it was staged. And my cousin is one of the funniest people I know, and he's not immediately witty, he's sort of more wacky. He comes up with very strange jokes that his delivery just makes them funny, and I'm actually going to try and get him as a guest on the podcast sometime. But we were watching it, and my cousin just shouted out they always say that Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, and I'm fine with that, but what about the fucking cameraman? And it's just I laughed so much, because that's basically the rationale of a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
It's just that what about the cameraman? He was standing there that whole time. It's fucking bullshit. How is no one else seeing this? I thought it was so funny.
No, there's definitely. I think there's definitely a possibility that we're not alone in the big old universe.
Mate, I don't even think we're alone on this fucking planet. Did you hear what the sea people are up to lately?
Oh, the sea people! I hear they've been recruiting again.
Here, if we're so good at everything, why have we not conquered the sea people? Yeah, I think that's a conspiracy theory in itself.
I mean, the sea people are seriously dangerous, especially with global warming coming up, and we've spoken about this before, that the sea people do get more agitated and more aggressive when they're hot.
Yeah, exactly.
And with global warmings and with the oceans rising, flooding the lands of boiling hot liquids, and just the sea people overrunning us, it's a terrifying thought, really.
It is, and, I mean, yeah, we have Justin Timberlake. That is an actual thing. He can definitely save us from them, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think we need to stop global warming in order to prevent the rise of the sea people. I don't know why more people don't care.
Let's not forget that the sea people do have their agents. Their agents, their pets, as it were, in specific locations, strategically placed. They've already got the Loch Ness Monster, and he's been there for a while up in Scotland, plotting his nefarious doings for when the glaciers melt, and they can ride him into battle.
But like when you think about the criteria required here, like a suit, a waterproof jacket, and a lead mask, what would you be doing that would require specifically those three things? Like you're going to a metalist's wedding and it's going to be in the rain? Like, it's not...
And then just another thought that passed my mind was that they were doing it as like a joke, but then it's like, who makes a suicide pact and decides, do you know what'd be fucking hilarious though? Wait for this, mate. What we're going to do is we're going to get some suits. Hold on, it doesn't stop there. We're going to get some waterproof jackets. This suicide is going to be hilarious, trust me. And some lead masks, and then we write a note that doesn't quite make sense. Oh, we need wet towels as well, by the way. Let's get this show on the road for real.
I would love to start off an episode with like a wrestling entrance. Like, how they have like fireworks and this super dramatic.
And, read out our stats.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Wait, follow account, tweet count.
Your nickname and everything, like. Right, fuck it. YOLO. Here we go. I need to take a breath. This is the worst.
I've always thought, I'd really like to watch Landon again and watch through and pick out these things where, they mention, various things and the genie makes references to the past and stuff like that, or what was recent past to us, but the distant past to them.
Yeah. Does he do like a Michael Jackson impression at one point?
I think he does a Jack Nicholson impression at one point.
Yeah,
if
that's
I remember
right.
rightly.
Yeah. I seem to recall that as well, and maybe a Mrs. Doubtfire one.
Possibly, because it was
Robin Williams
that did the voicing for the genie. So
I read today actually that they're making a sequel to Mrs. Doubtfire.
I would love that.
But what would the premise of it be?
I have no idea, because the whole concept of him dressing as Mrs. Doubtfire is shot because they know he's Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, exactly.
So unless he goes dressed as a woman into some random children's home, but then again, that's just a case for arrest under child.
Yeah. Protection.
Protection laws.
They should do a gritty reboot where like he dresses up as a female assassin and slashes people and
a really fat assassin.
Yeah. But they could just call it Doubtfire and like have like flames surrounding the name where it comes up on the screen and all, like with a typical new age movie poster with blue and orange everywhere.
Fuck it, yeah. I'd watch it. Like
I would as well, but I would regret it immediately after watching it.
Well,
so.
Yeah, but
When you think about it though, I used to love Johnny Bravo, and when I watch it now, I realise he's a fucking creep.
Yeah,
he's a vain...
the sexism, the misogyny, the
chauvinism.
Yeah, he's a dreadful role model.
He is
absolutely
and actually,
awful.
Going back to James Bond, so is he.
Yeah,
he's a murdering womanizer.
Yeah,
like he's a horrible human.
He's a drunk.
Yeah,
well.
I guess that's why those things don't. I think that's why I don't like James Bond anymore. Is because everything he does just makes me go like, oh, if you're not saving the world, like, fair enough. But you don't need to go around, being a misogynist and all this stuff. Like, fucking. And yeah, that's so weird that if this is going back to the Bond one briefly, but if they're all different agents, isn't it funny how they all happen to be alcoholic, womanizing murderers? Like, you have to be one of those to work for MI6.
Surely, if you're the top of the top, you've been screened for your horrendous alcoholism and sex dependency.
Yeah. Yeah, that is like when they do the job interview for Bond, the question any weaknesses, if it's not followed up by like I'm a womanizing alcoholic with a tendency to kill people, then you don't get the job, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Unlucky Bond. But I like the have you ever seen the TV show Life on Mars by any chance?
Yes.
That's a really good TV show.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I think that adding a coma to something just gives you a lot of creative freedom to kind of do what you want to do. I think that's a really cool, what's the word? Sort of an alternate look at what a coma could be, the world that he's in.
That whole show is a fan theory in itself.
Yeah.
There is, there is no way you can make a singular fan theory out of that, because it's just like, oh, he's in a coma. Oh no, he's not. Oh no, wait, he is. He's actually been sent back in time. No, he hasn't. Oh god, what the fuck is going on?
I'd love to write, like, you know how people come up with these fan theories, like we've taken some from Reddit and 4chan and whatever. I'd love to write one that's like, in Life on Mars, Sam Tyler, the reason that he's in 1973 is because he actually had an accident and he sent him into a coma. Like, just explain what the show is, but act like you're interpreting it on a super, like, intelligent level.
Deep level.
Yeah, so like the reason I think this is because at the start of every episode it's stated I had an accident and woke up in 1973.
Yeah.
And that's really where, like, and just point to all the obvious things just so that people can comment and be like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Life on Mars is actually on Netflix if anybody wants to watch it.
Yeah, and I'd recommend
UK
it.
Netflix, as far as I'm aware.
It's really good.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
There's only like 16 episodes or something too.
Something like that, but there's the follow-on series, Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah, I didn't
as
like
well,
that
which
one so
wasn't
much.
as good.
No.
But is his name Gene Simmons?
Gene
DCI?
Simmons is the guy from Kiss.
Yes, you're right.
His name is Gene. Philip Glenister is the guy who plays him.
Yeah, his name is Gene something.
Let's call him Gene Simmons. I like.
Yeah,
him.
why not?
He's got a really long tongue and he paints his face white. It's very strange.
Yeah, but he's fucking hilarious as well.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
His one-liners are incredible. Like I remember when I first watched that show, I was like 16, and in school, anytime anyone had anything to say to me, I would just reply like, "What are you talking about, you brain donor?" and just all stuff like that. He would say like all these amazing one-liners and stuff. We have one fan theory left, and this is also quite a recent one, but I think the director of the movie actually said that this was the accepted one. And I know that 2 of the actors have come out in interviews and said that this is what the story was truly trying to tell, but they could never get the FDA approval if they... so basically, this is the movie...
This is the movie Friends with Benefits. And kind of, would you say star-studded lineup?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. We have, I believe we have in the past expressed our admiration and love of Justin Timberlake.
Yes, what a guy.
What a guy. And this is the general idea surrounding Friends with Benefits, that Justin Timberlake's father. He has, if anyone hasn't seen it, he has Alzheimer's in the film.
Yeah.
And we've discussed this on the Fears and Phobias podcast, I think it was. His father has Alzheimer's, and if you've seen the film, you'll know that they live by the beach.
Yep, and they have a boat as well, which... And I have another layer to this one, actually. You may remember that the dad went to get the boat, and then he was informed that the boat was sold years ago, and it's a symptom of his Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Or the boat crashed in the sea, and the sea people were responsible for it. Now, the sea people can come in all forms, really. Oftentimes they look like the creature of the Black Lagoon, but supposedly they've been working on certain technology so that they can infiltrate human society.
Yep.
And the Alzheimer's is merely their...
The sea person that has inhabited his father's body's inability to assimilate to human life.
Yeah, he's unable to fit in, and he's trying to infiltrate our culture to find the weaknesses and pressing points for when they inevitably do take over the world. But it's obviously there was something fishy about his demeanor, so he had to come up with a cop out, and that was the brutal slow death and whatever it's called that is Alzheimer's. So That's the whole reason that he has Alzheimer's. It's not actually a disease that he has. It's merely that he's just a sea person, and that's why like he takes off his trousers in the middle of that restaurant.
He doesn't know human etiquette. You know, he's not used to having the confines of the trousers wrapped around his fins.
Yeah,
you know.
And wasn't there a deleted scene where they go to a restaurant and he orders a blue whale, and like they serve him a gigantic blue whale on the table, and it's really awkward because he's trying to eat it, and you think it's just because he's got Alzheimer's, but it's actually because
you're forgetting the director's cut actually includes a scene where they're walking along the beach and they go past a seafood restaurant, and it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and he goes and cries in front of the lobsters.
Yeah, I remember that scene. That was a really good scene. I really thought I'd be able to hold this together a lot better than I have.
So yeah, that's the latest fan theory. That's the big one that's spreading around the internet now.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah, that's the real deal, though. They've all come out and publicly stated that it's definitely true, and the reason they couldn't just make a balls to the wall version of Timberlake fighting them with guns and stuff is because we don't know what layers of society they have infiltrated. You know, I know David Icke believes that the Queen is a sea creature, so.
And I know a lot of celebrities and a lot of very famous people are converting to the Church of Scientology.
That's the best one yet. But yeah, that is and yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah. What do you do when you go on the sea? You cruise. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So if that doesn't, make you terrified for what's at hand for the future of humanity, I don't know what will.
No.
But I think we're done here.
Yep, I think so. Beware the sea people.
Yes, beware them. One thing I read, which is kind of a funnier note to end this on, to end the North Korea talk on, was that the demilitarized zone in the middle between North and South, the South Korean soldiers often like drive their jeeps up to the very border and blast K-pop into North Korea like at full blast just to piss off the other soldiers. And I've read rumors and stuff that they do this quite often, and they just get shot at for doing it.
To be honest, if someone blasted K-pop outside my house fairly often from a jeep, I'd probably shoot at them.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I actually think what we talked about there is really important, and I think it's far more important than the topic itself, because it's something that needs to be said. Like, it really does.
Yeah.
Humans do bad things. Like, humans are evil. Like, humans are fucking scum. So, like, don't think that just because someone's done something evil that they're somehow different to anybody. Sounds like I'm defending them, doesn't it?
I know, yeah. That's what I was thinking. As I was saying it, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, am I going to start killing people and going, well, I'm just the same as you.
Yeah.
Stabbing someone, just going, it's okay, we're the same, really.
Yeah, that is. It's really hard to say that out loud.
Let's move on. And the self-immolation that's a hell of a way to go. I mean, that is. You don't choose that as a quick way out.
No, that's something that's usually used by people who are protesting. It's usually you're making a point out of something, that you believe in something so strongly that that, like, this is the worst pun in the world, but that passion is burning. So I should not have gone there. But you know what I mean? I'd imagine that is genuinely the symbolism behind it. You know what I just noticed is that we've been very biased against Asia so far.
Yeah, that part of the world seems to have. But then again, any part of the world's done some fucked up things. It just so happens that we've chosen some things from Asia. Yeah. So let's move slightly closer to home.
The next one starts in China.
Not quite. Well, it's the China of Western Europe.
Oh yes.
It's not at all. It's Ukraine.
Yep, the China of Western Europe. No, that's what they're called. I swear I saw a holiday brochure yesterday that said, "Come see the China of Western Europe."
They've got a wall.
I prefer the fact that this guy is long dead, like, because that makes it immediately less creepy for me, you know, because I guess because we can see how much society has changed and stuff since then, and we have this belief that, I guess I'm guilty of all the things that I fucking said about earlier, but it's just that I kind of have it in my head that wouldn't happen today, even though, like, it probably would, like,
could,
probably happening right now.
Possibly, who knows?
In your back garden.
Yeah, not mine. I'm a 21-year-old man. I'm fine, and I'm living.
Yeah.
I am dandy.
Yeah.
It's the dead hookers I've got buried in the garden that I need to worry about. Oh, God, why did I say that?
That's kind of... I'll edit that out, man. No worry. No one will know about that. But yeah, like, that dude can go fuck himself, really. He probably has. But...
Yeah.
I'm glad he's dead. He wasn't given the death penalty or nothing, so I'm glad he's dead. Like, that's...
He died of respiratory and heart failure due to cancer, so I can't imagine his death was gentle.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds drawn out and horrid.
And now we're guilty of being the exact, you know what I mean? Like, all of that stuff. This has been a weird episode.
Yeah, it has.
I don't know, are we going to get to the other stuff, or will we leave it here?
I'm not sure there's a way we can really include Justin Timberlake without defaming, without getting some sort of cease and desist letter for defamation of character.
Yeah, that is very true. The ultimate supervillain is the Alzheimer's that his fucking dad had in Friends with Benefits.
Yeah. Alzheimer's with air quotes in that one.
Oh yeah. It's more like
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Wait, no, isn't a seismic... Wait, no, never mind, I'm not getting into this. There's no way I can come up with a way of it. Alzheimer's? No?
Oh dear.
Yeah, this is bad. This is taking a bad turn.
At least we've ended on a strong note.
Oh God.
But I remember reading that all three were in. You know, there was a possibility that they could connect
and form a super volcano.
Yeah, it was like a mega volcano. I don't know how these mega super, super duper kind of sizings work in the scientific community, but
I'd imagine it goes super, mega,
super duper,
ultra.
And then ultra.
Oh yeah, super duper. Yeah.
Everyone always forgets super duper. I'm not sure if this geographic, my geography and my knowledge of tectonic plates and stuff is sound enough for me to claim this, but I'm going to claim it anyway. That if it hits in the right spot, it could shift tectonic plate slightly and, destroy everything everywhere. I don't know.
So
that's a possibility.
Yeah. It could hit the Earth so much that it actually goes through the Earth and moves us into another solar system. Yeah. And that's 100% true.
But don't forget that the way to counteract that is to get everybody in China to jump at the same time, just as it impacts, and the two things will just squish the Earth and it will plump back out again.
And that's actually NASA's official,
stance on that.
Yeah, exactly. That one, yeah. That's the failsafe. That's the official plan, is to Morse code to China, and then China has this alarm that they sound that makes everybody jump at the same time. It's fascinating stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. Are we done talking about meteors? Can we talk about Armageddon? That movie?
Yeah, sure.
Ben Affleck, eh? What a guy.
Ben Affleck, what a guy.
Yeah, he's gonna be Batman. Imagine that.
Oh God, I hope he has nipples on his suit.
I think that would make the internet implode. But Armageddon is... Would you say that's Michael Bay doing the right thing once again, like it was with The Rock, or do you think Armageddon was a little bit too much? I thought it was a good movie because Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, to be honest. It's completely ridiculous.
Yeah. By the way, right, there's this massive threat to our existence. Let's find the most uneducated, brain dead gang of fucking oil drillers on the planet and send them to fucking solve the problem. And Steve Buscemi tried to kill everybody, and it was a great movie.
That's the kind of the classic problem that's raised with that whole thing, with the whole plot of it. The one problem that everybody seems to have is why did they use the drillers instead of astronauts and just teach astronauts to drill? Why didn't they just do it that way? Instead of just Just no. That's not the biggest problem with that film. There is
Why didn't
so
they
much,
just,
there is so
instead
much
of
more
using Michael
wrong.
Bay, why didn't they use an actual director?
Yeah.
And then...
Why didn't they use an actual decent scriptwriter as well? Why didn't they just create a massive rocket to push the Earth out of the way? Like,
Why didn't they get Russia to play tug of war with China? And
yeah, split the Earth in half. It goes straight through the middle. Earth goes back together. Done.
How many geography students do you think we've lost so far?
To be honest, lots.
We're all gonna die.
Woo!
That's all I really have to say about solar flares.
Yeah.
It's a great name, isn't it? Solar flare.
Yeah. That'd be a great indie band, really.
Yeah, it would.
The Solar Flares.
Yeah, the solar flares. Yeah, with their latest single, UV.
Oh God.
That would happen.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
indie
it would.
bands roll.
It probably would.
But they'd be so fucking pretentious that they'd put YOUVEE as the name. So what just happened there was that we invented something and got angry at it.
Yeah, that genuinely just made me slightly angry just thinking about it.
Those fucking solar flares. That's exactly what they do with their fucking stupid, Spanish guitars. They're not even Spanish, do you know that? Fucking dickheads.
That's appropriation of another culture. That's just racist. I know the difference between a boat and a ship.
The spelling?
No. You can hang boats off a ship, but you can't hang a ship off a boat.
Oh, that's brilliant.
There you go. That
That's
is the difference between boats and ships.
That's quality. I want to write that. I'm gonna get a picture of Marilyn Monroe.
If you can't handle me as a boat, you can't have me as a ship.
Oh, that's brilliant. I wonder if other people will
Marilyn
understand why
Monboat.
that's funny. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think we've complained about global warming for long enough now.
Yeah, we didn't even. You know what I love about it is that we didn't even explain what it even is. Which parts of it are the worst? Which countries are the worst?
Long story short, global warming is going to melt the ice caps, and we're all going to drown.
Yeah.
That's about it, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I think we both know that we have been visited by aliens before, long ago.
We have to be careful about what we say here.
Yeah, I mean, the most likely scenario is that they came from within the solar system, so Neptune's probably the most likely, or one of Jupiter's moons, or possibly Mars. Yeah, seeing as they found water there, and they have inhabited so they didn't have to co-inhabit the Earth with humans. They've kind of inhabited the one area that humans still to this day haven't really explored massively well.
And that's the abyss.
The abyss that is the ocean.
Yeah, the depths, the bottom of Mariana's Trench.
Yeah.
The areas that we can't actually go down to even visit because they're not hospitable environments, and like when these things, that's the first time I've ever said that with the TH sound, by the way. When they set up their environment and their facilities and that underwater, they slowly started to creep into our society and infiltrate members of.
I think they've infiltrated a lot, and I know we speak a lot about movies, but they've definitely infiltrated the movies as a pop culture. They've kind of infiltrated that. I mean, it's no surprise that James Cameron is one of the few people that's actually been down near the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you think it's a coincidence that he's also made the film Avatar? I don't think so.
I think anyone who thinks that's a coincidence is an idiot.
Yeah.
Another thing about them that's quite interesting is that they haven't actually launched their attack yet, but they are taking things from us under the guise of being friends, and they're taking their own benefits from that friendship. They're friends with benefits, essentially. Oh man.
Oh dear.
Like I honestly reckon that if the internet were to just vanish, there would be chaos.
Yeah. I think that. I'm not saying there'd be widespread panic, but I think it probably would, really.
There'd be widespread anxiety attacks from the introverts whose only home is the internet.
There'd be an influx of people running around shouting about what they're doing because they've lost the ability to tweet.
How many of you like this? How many?
People just slamming pictures of their dogs and cats into your face because they've no longer got Facebook.
Yeah, people just every time someone sees something that they like, they just put their thumb up, and group conversations all take place inside of the back of a van somewhere or something like. And then
I imagine the whole thumbs up thing for like likes and favourites and retweets would get very sarcastic very quickly.
Yeah.
Everything would just seem incredibly sarcastic. Yeah, I think especially if we're talking, slow walking kind of zombies. I mean, really, an escape method is just a brisk walk. Like I've never understood these kind of zombies. There's scenes in. I haven't really watched The Walking Dead extensively. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 episodes here and there, but these zombies aren't exactly quick moving, and these people are running and they're running and they're running, and then the camera turns and the zombies, there they are, 10 feet away from them, slowly advancing, and then the characters are running and running and running and running, and then the camera turns and the zombies are still 10 feet behind them, walking slowly.
I mean, I studied Spanish and German, and I did a bit of Latin at school, and it is all very obvious that certain things are intertwined,
Yeah, well, French and English, not many people know this, but French and English are actually the exact same language. It's just that in France they talk a little bit different. Like, association in France is just association. It's all the same. That's not true, by the way, people. Don't go start speaking English with a French accent on your oral exams, because that's what I did and I failed.
I remember my parents used to pay per minute a certain amount of pence per minute you were on the internet, so we were limited by our parents to how long we could have on the internet a day.
Yeah, me too. An hour or 2 a day, and that was
it. Yeah. And of course, if anyone picked up if you got a phone call while you're on the internet, pick up that phone and there goes your internet connection.
That's how you made enemies in the past, by the way, kids listening.
Yeah.
You ring someone who's on the internet, you'll fucking pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, I will fuck you up if you knock me off the internet by trying to interact with me socially.
Yeah. That good old 10 minutes into loading one web page, the phone rings. Don't answer it!
Yeah.
Leave it!
I've just updated my MySpace profile.
Yeah, there's one last thing that I've kind of found while kind of skimming through some pages while we've been talking, and it's this is my I don't know why, but it's made me laugh. But 2180, the headline is Asteroid Terrorism. Rapid civilian expansion into the solar system and the increasing ease of access to space technology has led to the emergence of a new and deadly form of terrorism. This involves the sabotage or hijacking of spacecraft for use in the purposeful redirection of asteroids towards Earth, Mars and the Moon. Now, if that doesn't sound like an excellent film, there's something wrong with you.
It's the fucking Death Star. Get in my way and I'll fuck you up, Alderaan. That's fucking awesome. I mean, that's
asteroid terrorism.
Yeah.
Although probably devastating and awful, sounds fucking amazing.
I know, it does. In 1981, Ward End residents at Thornton Road told police they could not locate the source of stones being thrown that were causing significant damage to windows and roof tiles. Chief Inspector Len Turley investigated, saying his team went to great lengths to catch the individual or individuals responsible. Officers camped outside overnight and reportedly employed night sights, image intensifiers and automatic cameras, but failed to find the source of the stone throwing, prompting some writers to ascribe the incident to a poltergeist. This is like some young hoodlums threw stones at my house, couldn't find them, it's a ghost. How do you jump from like the obvious source of it to it being a ghost? How does that happen?
I like the fact that the Chief Inspector of Police investigated, saying a team went to great lengths. Yeah. Not 1 or 2 officers, a team. That suggests
it was him and Bill Murray and some other guys.
What actually happened was that he went, kids are throwing stones at the houses again. These people won't take that as an answer. Fucking hell, here we go.
Alright lads, how do you fancy going camping?
Who fancies a night in the squad car on at the end of the road with a pack of beer? Like, that's what that is. Anyway, moving on to something genuinely scary.
Yeah. We're not fucking around this time.
This is the story of a poltergeist in Coventry. Reportedly, his name is Jim. Jim the poltergeist. And this was revealed.
Hold on, if that's not terrifying enough.
This was revealed when they had celebrity TV Ghostbuster Derek Ackra round, armed with more crystals, salt, cleansing prayers, and a film crew who claimed it was all down to a very angry man called Jim, who once lived in this spot and died of a heart attack aged 58. So, Jim, I'm sorry, like, you can't claim that a poltergeist is called Jim and expect people to go, that is terrifying.
Unless he explicitly tells you that his name is Jim.
Yeah, unless his name is like Jim, child murdering, axe wielding, serial rapist, something.
That's not funny. I just laughed.
unless that's his name, Jim isn't terrifying. This is slightly off topic, but I think it's an interesting story to tell. I made a short film for my course this year called Friday Night. It's basically about 3 guys that go into... they're on a night out and they stumble into an abandoned hotel. Basically, they get caught in like a time loop kind of paradox thing, and time repeats itself, and bad things start to happen to them, and then they repeat back on themselves, and all that kind of good stuff. And this one guy, we filmed it in Stoke, and this one guy was from Stoke, and he insisted that he put on a London accent, and I have a London accent. His London accent was, "Oh, fucking Gordon Bennett, oh, geezer." It was genuinely Danny Dyer. Like, I've never heard a better Danny Dyer impression than this guy, and it was awful. Like, we discussed it with our lecturers and stuff like that, and went through it with them, and they were like, we were joking around with them. They were going, "You should just make a whole film with Danny Dyer as every character." I'd watch it, like. Just with Danny Dyer, just in paranormal situations. Danny
Dyer gets caught in a time loop, and then he comes back into himself, and there's like 4 Danny Dyers on the screen, and they all in sync, in perfect rhythm, say,
"What a fucking shit!" Yeah, that'd be beautiful. The lights are said to often appear in pairs or groups, and they divide and merge, disappear, reappear. They seem to move in regular patterns. And they're about the size of a football or a basketball, and you get reports of them about 10 or 20 times a year, and there's no reliable reports of daytime sightings. So they're near a motorway. They're often in pairs, and they seem to move in regular patterns. They're never in the daytime. Ghosts. I can't think of any other logical explanation apart from ghosts.
That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You're fired. Get off my show.
Yeah, I mean, are we assuming that she was in mini coma basically, and the hospital somehow missed the fact that she still had a pulse and was breathing?
Yeah, it could have been.
Because I mean, there's only so long that you can, go into this kind of a stopped, where your heart stops and stops pumping around blood thing, you can only go into that for so long.
Yeah.
But I'm just assuming that some lazy doctor went, shook the bed and just went, she's dead.
Yeah, I would actually,
took it as...
honestly, it probably happened in a place where the facilities weren't that good and they just weren't financially equipped to deal with things like this on a regular basis, so it was just a misdiagnosis in that sense, but, fucking hell, man, do you know what I mean?
But misdiagnosing death, that's a hell of a mistake.
That's pretty much the worst kind of misdiagnosis you can actually do. Because
I mean, you could always have them where you go into the doctor's office and he comes in and he goes, looks at your kind of papers and just goes, you've been diagnosed with death. I'm sorry.
Now lie the fuck down and shut up.
Shh.
Yeah. But I'm living. Oh, you poor thing. Shh. Do you take the blue pill or the red pill?
See, in reality, the idea of going and being the leader in a war, that's kind of terrifying in reality.
I've had better offers.
Yeah, I've had better offers, like do you want ketchup or mayo?
Yeah, or
you know,
when you wake up,
I've had easier decisions to make
every morning when you wake up, and you have that lingering question in the back of your brain: do I want to join the army? Yeah, do I want to go to war today? Nah,
do I want to
it.
join the revolution? Do I want to join the revolution in a world I didn't know existed?
It's a tough one.
Blue pill. I'd pussy out. I know it. Snap decision. I'd do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because
given time to think about the genuine consequences for longer than about 10 seconds, and it's a no.
What I'd do is he'd say go off and think about it. I'd go straight to the pub. I'd drink a pint and I'd just be like, I need this taste in my life. And like I'd eat a Subway and I'd be like, I don't want to live in a world where this isn't a thing. You know, it'd be too hard. So
you know, I'm struggling to think of the word, but I suppose betrayal will be the best thing. I suppose having the person that you love wipe you from their memory is like a betrayal, I suppose.
It is, yeah.
I'm struggling to find a different word, the correct word for it, but I suppose it's a fairly unique circumstance.
Yeah, it is, yeah. What's that word for when your girlfriend wipes her memory of you?
Yeah. But I think like the snap judgment, the anger, the hurt, and the betrayal would kind of push me towards, you know, doing the same.
I'm a cunt, so I'd probably just remember all the things that she hates and start somehow, you know, bringing that into her life.
Introduce them into her life.
Like she hates spiders. I'll send her a box of spiders in the post. Stuff like that, you know.
Real petty revenge kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not even about revenge, but I kind of feel like it's such a cunty thing to do to someone, you know, in this reality where it's possible. But it starts off with two people in a room. One of them is chained to some pipes, and he can't get out or anything. And he's sort of faced with this thing at the end of it where the two of them have to kill each other. Isn't that right? He has to kill the other guy or whatever, but he has to saw his leg off if he wants to get out. And it's the thing about this is that like it's stupid because he's within touching distance of his phone, but he just can't reach it. But it's like all you have to do is just like fucking take off your shoe, take off your shirt, and just like lasso it over,
swing it,
and
lasso it, yeah,
and then you have your phone. Like, that's what I would do in that scenario.
Yeah.
Like, and then that's it. You just answer the phone, you phone the police, you do whatever, and then that's it. Like,
no, yeah.
I don't know. That whole, like, let's say you can't do that. Would you saw your leg off to get free and save your family?
Could I saw my own leg off?
Yeah, see, I can't.
Like,
I did woodwork, and I couldn't even saw, like, a piece of 2x4. Like, there's no way I'd be willing to saw through my own, like...
Yeah, like, you know, I think that women, you know, plucking individual hairs out of their own foreheads is ridiculous. I'm not going to saw my own leg off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pluck like hairs out of my forehead. Why would I saw my own leg off? As much as it would pain me, kind of as soon as I am aware that there is not extraterrestrial, but aquatic forces at work with my father, sacrifices have to be made, you know. Gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelette.
That's true, yeah.
Gotta fry a few shrimp to make a paella. Fuck me, where was that going?
You gotta fry a few brains to kill a sea person.
Yeah, that. So, you know, you kind of got to you've got as much as it'd pain me, you've kind of got to kill your dad. But then, you know, for my life to suddenly change to an episode of Countdown, that's a whole nother barrel of fish.
Yeah, it's crazy how it would all work out.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, there's always been kind of not only the kind of, you know, I'll break a mirror, you know, 7 years bad luck. Then there's also been, you know, remedies for the bad luck. You know, you take the pieces of mirror and you know, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head, you know, certain things, but it's like, you know, like you grind up the mirror in like the shards that you broke into like a powder or whatever, and then you've not got 7 years bad luck.
You take it with some Jägermeister and Red Bull.
Yeah. And you roll up 100 and sniff that bitch, you know.
Yeah.
actually, like, I've got this list from Live Science up as well, and it's number 5 is knock on wood, and I said earlier I don't count myself as superstitious and that I don't follow any of my day-to-day life, but yeah, I knock on wood.
Yeah, that's
like,
you say something like touch wood.
Yeah, touch wood, and then you tap your cock, Oh, that's awful.
The call just dropped for like a split second.
Oh, you missed that. There we go. It's alright. It wasn't that funny. It wasn't that funny anyway.
I'm gonna hear it when you send me the audio.
Yeah, it's true. No, I've definitely heard the thing about opening an umbrella indoors, and on one of the other lists, it's a story of an ancient Roman woman who happened to have opened her umbrella moments before her house collapsed.
Oh, wow.
The tale of a British prince who accepted 2 umbrellas from a visiting king and died within moments. Like, I think it's a case of the superstition arising from a couple of unfortunate things happening to some people, and everyone going, oh, well, that's it then.
Yeah.
It's like if I dropped a cheese sandwich and then I suddenly died, and everyone goes, well, fuck it, don't eat cheese sandwiches anymore.
I like how that's the worst thing you can think of.
Well, I was trying to think of mundane, and nothing says mundane like cheese sandwich. Like,
you don't even have ham in it or anything.
No, just cheese, just 2 pieces of bread and a lump of cheese.
I remember one day saying to my mum, like, my hand is itchy, and then she said that just means you're going to come across money. And I think that this whole concept of superstition has come across from just parents telling their kids to shut the fuck up. Like, hey, you're going to come across money, now shut the hell up and deal with it.
Because no one's going to go, oh shit, not again. More money. Yeah,
exactly.
Someone's going to go, oh, my hand's a bit itchy. Sweet, money. We were playing I was playing pub golf with a few of my mates, and pretty much everyone had dropped out, and it was 3 of us left.
Do you want to explain what pub golf is?
Pub golf is it's an awfully brilliant thing. You dress up like twats, and you go on an 18 pub crawl, where each pub is a different like golfing hole, and you have a par for a certain drink that you have to finish the drink in. So say like Guinness is par 4, so you've got to finish it in 4 mouthfuls or 4 attempts, and you get the idea, and you just go on an 18 pub crawl. So we were on our way back, carrying one of our mates who is essentially unconscious, lying on the floor, throwing up into the gutter, all that good stuff, healthy drinking. And kind of, and he's lying on the floor at this point, and my mate's pissing against a closed shop or whatever. We weren't being responsible adults, and I don't agree with what we were doing, but anyway.
We spoke about that before the call, about how we're not adults at all.
And this police car comes past, and of course one of my mates has just finished pissing against a shop, the shop shutters, and one other mate is paralytic drunk essentially, and that's enough reason for the police to stop and kind of get an ambulance or whatever etc. involved.
Yeah. And
I kind of looked at the police and I waved, just the most nonchalant wave I could manage, and the fuckers waved back at me.
That's
and
brilliant.
Kept driving. And it's like, just act as if nothing was wrong, just hello, and they just kind of waved back and carried on driving, and it was fine from there.
We were I started drinking again. I picked up drinking around 3 o'clock after about 2 hours of just drinking water and Coke, just because I wanted to not be really hungover. But Andy and Dave just didn't do that at all. They just kept drinking and drinking and drinking, and eventually we got kicked out of the pub at 5 in the morning, and the sun was coming up and everything, and Dave went for a piss up against a tree in the middle of the road, and it was so early that the bread vans had started delivering the bread to the newsagents, and Dave was having a piss and turned around and saw a white van drive past and shouted, "Oh my god, it's the feds!" and just quickly zipped up and legged it around the corner. And I don't know why that's just the funniest thing. All he had to do was be cool. He's in a foreign city pissing up against a tree. That's a horrible thing to do. But he couldn't even keep quiet about it. He sees a bread van and starts shouting about the feds. What? The feds are the federal, they only exist in America. Do you know what I mean? such a fucking hilarious reaction for him to have. Like, he didn't even finish his piss, he just zipped up and legged it. Like, oh, it's the feds. Just such a ridiculous fucking...
Yeah.
But if he had acted cool, no one would have, said anything.
No one would have cared. There is no reasonable explanation, even on the tube, for you to be talking at that volume.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even be talking to anyone on the tube anyway, it's the tube. You stand still and you stay quiet.
It's so funny. Like, my mate Andy, you met Andy in London.
Yeah.
And he lives like 3 doors down from me, and he's like the nicest guy in the world. Like, he's really charismatic, and everybody who meets him likes him because he's really nice. And he was on the tube in London for like the first time, and I don't know if he tried to make small talk or something, but like he spoke to somebody and he just didn't get anything back, and he was just like, that's weird. And then he was like, I met this really weird person on the tube earlier, they didn't say anything back to me. And I was like, is that your first time on the tube? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, they're all that person. You will never get a conversation. Even when you get on the tube with somebody you don't speak to them when you're on the tube.
No.
Like, no one ever talks on the tube. You sit there and you look down and you listen to your music and you shut the hell up. That's what happens.
That is exactly what should happen as well.
Yeah.
It's the tube. You shouldn't be happy to be there. You shouldn't be enjoying yourself. You should just be quiet.
Yeah. I once got on the train. I was flying over to Birmingham, and then I was getting the train down to London to meet a few of my mates, and like, we were gonna have a lads weekend. Can't believe I said that. Kill me. I'll edit that out. We're gonna have a nice weekend, and I got on the train, and because I'm an idiot, right? I got on, and my ticket said something like 2B2 or something, and it meant the coach and the seat. But I was looking for the seat number B2, and then however way it worked out, I got on the wrong carriage, and I was in the quiet carriage, and I didn't know this. And like, my mate kept on ringing me, and I kept on not answering it. And then when it was about 25 minutes left in the journey, in the quiet carriage, where I had my music in because I didn't notice everyone was being quiet, and my mate rang me, and I just picked up, and I was like, what the fuck do you want, you cunt? I'll be there in like 20 minutes, just fucking relax. Like, everyone was looking at me, and I was like, oh shit, this is the nightmare. This is like the anti-fantasy. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So like, I was that guy that day. But
yeah, I'm to be honest though, quiet carriages are ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
I understand, you can talk quietly and stuff, but I was in the quiet coach because I thought, I know, I'll book a ticket and I'll put it in a quiet carriage because I'm kind of tired and I can do with not being anywhere near children, because who's going to book a train ticket with their kids to go in the quiet thing?
Yeah, nobody.
And halfway through this journey, I coughed. At least 6 people turned around and were looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing making noise here?
Yeah,
and I was like, I coughed.
Those people are cunts. I hate those people.
Like, give me some leeway in this whole silence thing, Jesus.
Yeah, like, where does normality stop and fascism comes into play here,
I don't particularly fantasize about killing other people's animals, but there are times when over the course of my uni last year, I lived next to a dog, and routinely at 5 a.m. the dog would just start barking and it wouldn't shut up.
When you said you live next to a dog, immediately I just imagined the dog.
Just the dog bringing in the morning paper to read.
He gets up at 5 a.m.
coffee.
and barks while he puts his suit on in the mirror before going to work. Have you ever, as a driver, wanted to do that, crash into someone?
I've never wanted to crash into someone. I've wanted to like roll up, someone really pisses me off, kind of roll up next to them at the at the traffic lights and kind of get them to roll their window down. But then part of me realises that I'd get there and I'd be like to them, come on, roll your window down, I want to talk to you. And I'd look at them, and I know for a fact that my words would just be, as I point at them and look really angrily, just go, fuck you. Like, they'd just think it was like a random drive-by insulting, that there'd be no real substance to my insult.
Yeah.
I'd like my insult to be really, personally devastating to this person that has clearly offended me with their driving so badly. But I know it would just be a really non-specific and pathetic kind of attempt at
On
Road
PSN,
rage.
like, if someone really pisses me off on PlayStation, now this doesn't happen regularly. If I send you a message because you're a cunt on PlayStation, you are a cunt, because I'm a pretty rational thinking guy, but I have this typed out in that, on PSN, it remembers what you typed last, so you can type the same sentence over and over and over, and the one that I send to people when they really piss me off is, I hope that when you're older, your wife leaves you and the heartache is so severe that you form a heroin addiction or something like that. I tweeted it out one day. If I actually turned on my PlayStation, I could get it, but it's serious, That's how serious I think about these things. So, but I can't imagine shouting that out of a window, like, "Oh, you! When you're older, I hope your wife leaves you, and then you get a heroin addiction, because do you know what? You're just not a nice person."
You are an awful, awful person.
Yeah. Next one is splashing a drink in someone's face. I've never been that petty that I've wanted to do that. I think you replace this with punch someone in the face, and that's me. Like, I don't really... Have you ever thrown a drink on someone or anything?
No, no. Why would I waste valuable... I'm assuming this is in, like a bar, and why would I waste valuable alcohol? That just sounds silly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fuck that one. That's a stupid
And
one.
it's not like I'm going to stand there and go, "Hang on a second. Excuse me, could I get a glass of water, please?" Alright, thanks. Just 2 minutes.
Do you know how much better that would be?
Fuck you. Making them wait there while you order a glass of water.
And they wonder, what's he doing? Why is he drinking water? Oh,
I understand.
that'd be brilliant. That's actually better. Next one, similar enough, flipping a table over.
I've never been angry enough, and I hope there is a point in my life where I'm angry enough to think, this table is angering me so much it no longer deserves to be upright. There is no conceivable point at which I go, I am so angry that this table, it needs to go somewhere.
Yeah,
I just need to flip it.
I've done it, but I don't really think it counts because it wasn't a big table. It was the kind of table that had 4 things on it, and I could lift with one hand, so it didn't really count as a thing. But
I'd also be worried that I'd be somewhere that I've never been before, and something really awful had happened, and I needed to flip a table. I grabbed the nearest table, and it turns out to be really heavy, and I'm just kind of stood there straining to try and flip it. So then you're kind of going, and then you've kind of got to let go and go, well, fuck this, and walk away. And that's not a dignified exit.
How shit would that be? Like, how much of an absolute cunt would you look like if that happened? That's brilliant. I'm just trying to imagine that. Like, someone's so angry, it's just... fuck it! Another one related to the brain is the idea that if you're concussed, if someone around you picks up a concussion, you shouldn't let them fall asleep because they might fall into a coma, and, that's bad. That's bullshit. And I didn't know this for a long, long time, but...
I wasn't necessarily, in belief that you couldn't let someone sleep, but I wasn't going to, give them a duvet.
Yeah,
I wasn't
you're not going to take the chance.
Exactly, yeah. I wasn't going to give them a pillow and a duvet when they hit their head.
You don't want you don't want someone's mum.
I was just going to stand back and wait for the ambulance. I think that's what I was going to do.
Imagine if you did, and someone's mum was just like,
a hot water bottle and a pillow.
Why did you let my son fall into a coma?
He looked tired. I was genuinely concerned that he wasn't getting enough sleep.
Yeah, but that's if you're concussed, you feel faint. It's part of the
fatigue. Yeah,
it's part of the things that happen. And what you're supposed to do with someone who has a concussion is to actually just let
them sleep. Yeah,
it helps the healing process.
Yeah.
It makes it all faster, and it's just a better thing. If you stop them from falling asleep, you're literally harming.
You're killing them. Do not kill your friend. Give him a duvet and a pillow.
So
it's worth the trip up the stairs.
Don't do drugs and don't kill your friends.
Yeah. Just do the good drugs and kill the bad friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do
exactly,
that.
Yeah. The idea that if you eat and then within an hour after eating you go for a swim, you'll get a cramp and die. Well, the dying part is optional depending on how good of a swimmer you are or the shallow, the depth of the water that you're in. But supposedly this is a complete lie. You don't get a cramp at all after eating and swimming.
Nope.
Have you ever...
Unless you're doing intense Olympic swimming, I wouldn't necessarily have a Big Mac before I jumped in the pool.
Yeah.
But like having a sandwich at the pool and jumping in and going for a light swim, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it just comes from the idea that if you eat and work out, you get cramp because your body's working while trying to digest
Yeah,
something?
because it's working too hard.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a pool, like there's more weight off than usual.
Exactly.
Because you're floating.
Yeah.
So the idea of you drowning because you had a sandwich, I don't agree with that, and it's not true.
I know a fellow who drowned after he had a packet of M&Ms.
That's right. Are you sure it wasn't Eminem drowned the fella?
Oh, maybe
in a
that's
swimming
what it
pool.
was,
I think
yeah.
that's what it was.
I
Yeah.
think that could have been it.
Yeah, he was doing the bad kind of drugs.
That's another thing. Columbus didn't even discover America. The dude was a complete cunt. Like, he wasn't the first one there at all.
He was a stupid bastard as well. Like
Yeah, he was just a prick.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, he went there and just took their jobs and
Yeah. Took
Signed-
our land. Yeah.
signed on their social welfare and wouldn't leave the country. And I tell that Columbus lad, you know,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
Fair play to him.
No, not fair play to him. I don't know why people are left-handed.
I don't know either.
Well, science doesn't know, so if we knew, there'd be something wrong with the world because we would know a deep secret about humanity.
And if we did, right, basically what we should do is we should make up why now. We should tell the people why people are right with their left hands, and it'll get 2 million likes on Facebook.
That's actually...
And
yeah, someone
and
has
the
to do
irony
this.
in that would be absolutely beautiful.
How would you even go about... Like, you have to make it believable, so it has to be related to something about... Let's say people are more passionate about their chosen subject, which allows them to excel in it because the heart is based on the left side and they're following their heart, so they write with their left hand because your heart comes from your left and you're left-handed, and the more you follow your heart, the more you excel. And that's why Einstein was a genius, was because he was clever enough and left-handed enough to pursue his dreams.
So that's true.
Yeah.
So I'd go with that.
That's actually why, yeah.
2 million likes.
It's a really interesting one.
Yeah.
What's the thing that you see on Facebook the most that annoys you the most?
Actually, I seen something the other day. It was very good. This is the stupidest girl on Facebook. It basically, a lot of people were sharing it. What's the director of Jurassic Park? Michael Bay, was it?
No, he was Transformer.
Transformer, sorry, yeah. Who was Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park was Spielberg.
Was it Spielberg? Yeah, yeah. So it was Spielberg sitting beside one of the dinosaurs.
That's right.
Absolutely brilliant. And basically said, I can't believe this hunter killed whatever. I can't remember. It was probably a T-Rex or something.
I think it was raptors. Oh, you know, they were giants, weren't they?
Yeah, they were huge.
T-Rexes, yeah.
So she said, I can't believe he killed this beautiful T-Rex or something. And someone said, if it's Spielberg, I think, yeah, that's Spielberg, the director of Jurassic Park. He's sitting beside one of the props.
Yeah.
And but there was loads of comments and blah blah. But I think it got like 800,000 likes, and the most liked comment was her saying, "Whoa, 200,000 likes! Thank you guys for supporting this worthy cause." That is stupidity 101.
Another actually scary thing that just came to my mind now was that I was cycling and I got hit by a Jeep, and whatever way I landed, like I landed sitting up, which is weird because the car hit me. I did a front flip, hit the windscreen, and then did a backflip, and then landed sitting down, like sitting up on the ground
in an upright position.
So
right?
yeah, and the doctors were really, really puzzled that I didn't hit my head. And, they said if I had have, I probably could have been seriously whatever. But yeah, that was pretty scary. Yeah, that's pretty deep. Let's like play some happy music.
I did.
Always look on the bright side of life.
I once got hit by a car too when I was on my bike.
Did it.
And
see, you can say anything with like happy music in the back.
I know.
You
I
can
was
be
just
like,
thinking
I
that.
once got attacked and like lost both my arms and my legs and.
No. You keep singing. Always look on the right side, and I'll tell the story. It's like I was cycling my bike and a car crashed into me. And blood came cascading from my head, and I saw all of my friends die in a fire at the same time as it happened. And it's a really good experience.
Did it. Don't worry, be happy.
Only half of that story is true.
You cried when a robot was thrown into lava.
He wasn't a robot, alright? He learned to feel. I will not have you sitting here dissing the Terminator.
No, it's a great movie, you know, it's just like...
He's
a serial killer robot.
He didn't kill anyone though. That's the thing. John Connor told him specifically to not kill anyone. Like they sent every police officer in whatever state they were in, probably LA, because it's America. But like he shot them with grenade launchers, but he shot the cars, so the cars would blow up and
You're saying he didn't kill anybody in that whole movie?
And he killed like 2 people at the start.
There you go.
But
he's a killer.
But he wasn't told not to then, because he was programmed to do that. But once John Connor said don't kill anyone, he didn't kill anyone. He broke a guy's hand, sure. Threw a guy on. He shot a guy in the leg. But
I'm gonna have to watch that movie again.
Yeah, you are.
And see it in a whole new light. And I'll ring you and I'll be bawling my eyes out.
Yeah.
You were right. You were right, man.
How do I go on?
I just can't take it anymore. Man, he's gone. Is he really gone?
But then you'll just write an album around it, and I'll just be like
called Robot Murderer Emotional Crying Moment. I don't know.
The thing is, you literally come up with song titles for a living, and that's what you're giving me.
Yeah, sorry, that was a terrible, terrible, terrible attempt.
That was bad.
You could say Cryborg.
I know. That is deadly.
Yeah.
If you guys can imagine a face palm, that's
Son of crime. Bastroid.
Son of crime.
Yeah, but he's a bastroid.
What's a bastroid?
He's a droid, but he's a bastroid.
He's a bastroid. He never knew his father.
Son of Cryborg, bastroid.
Ah, Cryborg.
R2T bag.
oh dear God.
Oh dear.
R2T bag and ICUP.
The thing is,
That's right.
I bet Cryborg is a legitimate Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a terrible, terrible movie.
Yeah,
like
it
a
does.
B movie.
But like you would watch it all day, every day.
What would it be? It would be like a cyborg,
An emotional
a Cryborg he's just an emotional wreck.
He's a tour de force.
So he doesn't actually do anything, right?
He was sent
But he
back
just
in
he goes to therapy.
No, he was sent.
And just
No,
like,
listen.
He was sent back in time to show
No,
humans
he-
how to feel
No,
again.
he was sent back in time to counsel John Connor about his dead mother who's going to be killed in the future. But it turns out he's got a lot of emotional problems himself. So when he starts counseling John Connor, he starts breaking down about his own problems, about his financial problems, about his divorce.
My wife doesn't talk to me
Yeah,
anymore.
I've got a bastroid out there. I don't even know who he is.
I don't even know my own son. He's a bastroid.
Son of Cryborg. So yeah, like, could be a
So,
could be a great movie.
how did we get here?
I don't know.
To this. Oh, Terminator. Yeah, alright. Right. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Like me and Jack and Loosemore, we all play GTA like regularly, and we have these 4-hour Skype calls every night. And one night Jack was in the midst of a thunderstorm or a lightning storm. They're about the same thing, really, in this side of the world. And he was like, "Oh, it's fucking lightning outside, blimey!" And
That is what I did.
suggested that everybody in the
Great
call
impression.
phone Jack, because with the increased cell receptors and all of that stuff, it would make him more likely to get hit by lightning.
That was honestly, you people.
I had this great image in my head of like you with the controller in your hand and like your phone ringing and you just go like, "Oh fuck off, stop calling me." And then
And he just lobs it out the window.
no, he gets hit by a bolt. He's surrounded by this sort of yellow aura as he flashes in between skeleton and non-skeleton, like an X-ray in a cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
just holding.
that's when it backfires on us because Jack becomes.
No,
like, an
but
amazing
just before he
superhero.
dies, I come into the room and I say, "You just got punked."
Wow, Ashton Kutcher's a dick. You've missed a good part here, Loosemore. You could have gone from Australia into your facts.
Yeah, true.
You've-
But
I linked that up
there,
perfectly.
we were still on Australia though, aren't we? This is not
Australia, go.
Australia. Go. Russell Crowe facts.
Oh, good.
May or may not be true. They are all true. Russell Crowe owns the world's third largest beat farm.
Oh
That's
god,
true.
he's quite the beatist.
I didn't even hear what he said. I just burst out laughing anyway.
That's what happens. Someone mentions
'Cause it's
Russell Crowe.
Like,
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, right, I asked Loosemore, like, literally yesterday if he'd appear on the show, and he was like, yeah, sure, what we do it about? And I came up with the idea, I was like, let's just do weird facts. And his first reaction, like, within seconds of me saying that was, oh god, I'm gonna need to come up with some Russell Crowe facts. Like, there is no other topic out there. Like, Loosemore's default, like, his instinct is just, you know what, the people need to know. People need to know about Russell Crowe.
I heard weird facts, and then my brain went Russell Crowe.
Give us another one.
Russell Crowe has a rock band, and they're called Big Russ and the Colossal Trucks.
If he doesn't have that rock band, he needs to. Oh, I'm disappointed that it doesn't exist now.
So am I.
I would listen to that. I would go to that.
How do you know these aren't true?
Give us another one.
Go on, I don't want you to bring more out now. We've opened a...
Russell Crowe's character in Gladiator, as we all know, was called Maximus Meridius, which translated in English means large penis. Again, true. Just all true. Found these on his IMDb. All true. Yeah.
I tried so hard to not laugh.
I know, I was laughing halfway through.
I didn't even hear his first two facts because I laughed before he finished them.
All he said was Gladiator and I was laughing.
Yeah. As we all know, it's like cows are like a fucking vacuum that just sucks all the charisma out of animals, especially four-legged animals. Like,
if a cow was a car, it'd be a fucking van, wouldn't it? I mean,
a white van with no text on it or anything.
Exactly, yeah.
They're just soulless fucking drones that just stand there going. Mrrr.
I've been chased by one.
Okay, Jack, go for it.
Yeah, you need to tell this story.
I'd like to continue the story, but I think I've just finished it. I've been chased by a cow.
I get chased by a cow.
Like, you live in Essex, so please set this scene.
Setting the scene, I was walking through a field with friends, and we weren't going to go cow tipping because that's really horrible. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. I live in Ireland. I know people who do it.
It's so sad. Like, why do
it is.
Anyway, I was walking through this field, and a cow just started running at us, and so I ran. I wish I told you the story was shit.
I wish you didn't tell me the story at all. You ever hear that story about that guy who... Now, this is one of those things that I read about a long time ago, but he had like a wife and a kid, and he was in some car crash, or I don't know, he got sucked into a jet engine, or I don't remember the whole story, but...
definitely the latter.
He came out of a coma, and he was just a homosexual after that.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
That seems like such a, he was definitely gay.
But it's like he was
definitely gay his whole life.
And
he's used it as an excuse.
Yeah.
That is bullshit.
I was like, oh my god, I got hit by a car. And
no, but like he had completely increased. What's the opposite of testosterone? What the
feminine stuff?
Yeah, what's it called? Estrogen. He had extra estrogen levels and everything, and like spoke more like a girl. Like, you know, it was quite. Yeah, it's like quite clearly some kind of.
He just hadn't been to the doctors in a while. He already had that.
He must have been a bit gay.
Yeah, that is entirely possible.
The doctor would have said to him, like, "Oh, you've got high levels of estrogen." He would have gone, "Oh, really? Yeah, I do love men now." Yeah, that's not happened before.
The doctor said to him, like, you know, you are a massive homo now after this accident.
And he goes,
like,
"Oh, really? Oh, fancy a drink tonight?"
Fancy a drink.
Alright, Jack, that's enough out of you. Ken Shamrock, former world's most dangerous man and UFC guy and WWF guy, is 50 Cent's bodyguard.
Really?
Yep.
What, in real life?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean in real life?
No, it was more in SmackDown versus Raw.
In 50 Cent's game that he brought out.
To be fair, that's not actually a far-fetched thing, because he did have like 2 games.
He did, yeah.
He did.
Both of which I had.
One of them.
Yeah, they were
one of them was
awful.
PS2, wasn't it?
Yeah. Or was it like G-Unit Blood on the Sand or something?
Was he not featured in one of those like beat 'em up games where there was rappers versus like Mortal
Sharks.
Kombat? Yeah. Mortal Kombat versus rappers or something. Wasn't it?
I'd love to see rappers versus sharks.
Rappers versus sharks.
Hey Macklemore, come here. I want to show you something. You want to see what Shark Week looks like?
Well, who's the American old president or tries to be president who's well into the environment? Al Gore, what's his name?
That's
Is that
Al
his name?
Gore, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Al Gore.
Like his
Al
best
Gore,
friends.
what's his name?
His best friend just must be squirrels.
Because he's mad about the environment.
Yeah.
The best part was Al Gore. What's his name? Like, you told us his name and then asked us what his name was. Like, was it a really, really quick memory trick or something?
Yeah, I said it wrong around. Didn't I? I brought the sentence in my head, but I just said the last part before the first part.
Where have you been?
Where have I been? I went from being at uni and being on my summer break from uni, so doing nothing, to having a full-time job at doing shift work. Meaning I've been working things like 4 p.m. to midnight, 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Ridiculous fucking shifts that mean I have no time nor energy to
Do you work
do
as
anything.
a pimp?
Pimping ain't easy.
Good question, Jack.
And someone's got to do it, you know.
It's the thug life. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah. I didn't choose the thug life.
It chose you.
It chose you.
My mum chose it for me, actually.
You went to see career counselling, and that's what they suggested.
Yeah.
You need to live the thug life.
You'd be surprised what job centre suggests for you.
You're a big lad. You've got a beard. You look like you can swing a samurai sword. We've got the perfect job.
You
for
look good in purple.
Purple is not in the ginger boy's colours, Will. Trust me.
Would you rather eat chocolate flavoured poop or eat poop flavoured chocolate?
How can you even differentiate between these two? It's obviously going to be the chocolate
flavoured
because...
poop.
Chocolate flavoured poop, sure.
Yeah.
I already eat the poo that comes out of my girlfriend's bum, so...
Oh, fuck me. That's such an evil laugh. It's like she it's like she doesn't even know you do it.
She doesn't.
It would be the chocolate flavoured poop though.
Have you ever had a toast sandwich?
A toast.
That's
a toast sandwich.
That sounds genius.
You toast one slice of bread and put it between 2 slices of untoasted bread.
And butter
and you
it.
put some salt
Optional
and pepper
extras
on it as well.
Optional extras include butter.
That
salt
sounds
and pepper.
genius. That sounds like it could be really nice.
I'd urge everyone to try it.
Oh, you killed Kim Jong Il. He's dead. Kim Jong Un.
Like
Then
you
it-
just
No,
killed,
no, you're going to jail.
How dare you?
Yeah, you terrible person, you. Oh, you've ended the reign of tyranny on North Korea. How
Yeah,
dare you?
you've released a sea of people from the hatred.
All
Sea
right,
of people.
here's one. Right,
We're talking about
Would
sea
you
people
rather-
again, aren't we?
Would you rather know when you will die, or know how you will die?
How?
When?
Interesting. Would you rather be a high school or below teacher, or be a college professor?
College professor.
Yeah, every day
Yeah.
of the week.
More scope to bang the students.
Christ.
Scope on the other one? What? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, high school's like the end of secondary school. Like,
Yeah, but it
No.
depends where you're at.
No, is it against the law in America to have sex with a student if you're a college professor?
probably.
I don't
It's
think
frowned upon.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking this from friends. It's frowned upon.
It depends
Yeah,
on
it's
the
frowned upon.
establishment, I think.
Yeah, I think every
I
place.
think
will
what
have their own
happens
rules.
is if you do,
Every
then you get in
union.
trouble with Bruce Willis. That's what happens, doesn't it?
I've just clicked through one to one that I'm very confused about. Would you rather punch a pilgrim, or,
Yes.
and this is where it gets
Oh.
interesting, eat an avocado?
What's wrong with avocados?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean,
What
I
is
don't
it
like
about-
any fruit, so it would be difficult for me.
It just depends whether you're angry or not, doesn't it?
I don't.
I mean, if you're really
I just
angry,
don't-
you'll be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna punch a pilgrim."
I just don't.
No, if you're really
understand.
angry, you're going to be like, I'm so angry I could eat an
I'm
avocado.
angrily eating an avocado.
I don't understand if these are randomly generated. Then a lot of them have seemed very like connected in the way that they've been put together.
They're not. They're all
I don't
added.
understand how pilgrims and avocados
Are connected, yeah.
Yeah, like it's usually.
Unless didn't
they
the
usually seem to
pilgrims
be the
bring
antithesis.
avocados to America? Isn't that a thing? No.
I do not know, but then why would you not? Why would it not be a choice of punching an avocado and eating a pilgrim?
Ah, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'd punch the avocado, though, because cannibalism would be really disturbing. And it opens you up to a range of mental illnesses that will completely fuck your life up.
What worries me more is that it's only 57% eat an avocado, 43% punch a pilgrim.
The pilgrims
This-
must have been dicks.
This comes out with some mental fucking questions.
Alright, 2
What's
minutes.
going on? I nailed that bit. That bit
No,
I
you
got down.
don't.
You
The
don't.
worst thing is you don't
Come
have
on.
it down.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't see how I don't have that down.
Oh,
Alright, I'm convinced.
you've convinced me. Well done.
What's going on? I'm just gonna keep doing it.
It'll be like 15 minutes into the show with a serious topic, and you just go, "What's going on?"
I'm ready.
What's going on? I think I'm just gonna miss out the guys part because that's the bit I fuck up.
What's going on, guys? There's so many things like with films where they drop subtle hints. I did a whole essay in school about Jaws, about the colour yellow and its use in Jaws.
No, don't take this the wrong way at all. But I cannot imagine you either writing an essay
About Jaws.
Yeah, that's the weirdest. That's the least Jack
Why?
thing.
Why? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like that's so much work for you to put into something. Like,
I got an A star in my coursework.
fucking
What?
hell.
Yeah, I used to be smart. I think I still am.
I think you're smart. You're just really like lazy, and I don't know. You're just a
I'll
big
pl- I'll-
cunt, really. I think that's all it is. I don't think you're stupid. I just think you're a massive cunt.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember being in a pub with you once, Jack, and QPR were playing Bolton, and you were continuously swearing at the screen, and some old guy came up to you and he was like, "Excuse me, do you mind not swearing?" And you said, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And then I said, "Yeah, Jack, you cunt," because I am a cunt. And then you just spent the rest of the time just swearing even louder. And then he left, and as he was walking out, he just said, "Thanks for being quiet," like sarcastically, and then you replied with, "Have a lovely evening."
oh, you made me sound like such a cunt.
I know,
hate
but
the
like
thought of doing
I think I come across as the even bigger cunt there, because not only did I wind you up, but I wounded him up as well, and it just
You wounded him up.
wounded him up. Yes.
Well,
Yes, vocabulary.
To be
Easy
fair,
for you
he's
to
not
say.
English, so. You know.
Sorry, Jack, I didn't give you enough creditation with my vocabulary there. I remember being in a pub with you once, Jack, and QPR were playing Bolton, and you were continuously swearing at the screen, and some old guy came up to you and he was like, "Excuse me, do you mind not swearing?" And you said, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And then I said, "Yeah, Jack, you cunt," because I am a cunt. And then you just spent the rest of the time just swearing even louder. And then he left, and as he was walking out, he just said, "Thanks for being quiet," like sarcastically, and then you replied with, "Have a lovely evening."
Oh, you made me sound like such a cunt.
I know,
hate
but
the
like
thought of doing
I think I come across as the even bigger cunt there, because not only did I wind you up, but I wounded him up as well, and it just
You wounded him up.
wounded him up. Yes.
Well,
Yes, vocabulary.
To be
Easy
fair,
for you
he's
to
not
say.
English, so. You know.
Sorry, Jack, I didn't give you enough creditation with my vocabulary there.
Yeah.
I used to work for one of the biggest retail companies in Ireland in the head office. Well, in the in pretty much the head office, and I used to be responsible for customers' accounts and suppliers' accounts and talking to them on the phone. So people would phone me with their queries or like if their deliveries went wrong or whatever, and I had to answer every single phone call with like "Good afternoon," and then name the place that I worked and what my name was and everything. And like I did that every single day and never ever broke it or whatever. But what really used to fucking annoy me after was I'd come home from work on a Friday. I used to order a takeaway, and when I phoned for a takeaway, the first thing I'd always say is, "Hi, can I get a delivery, please?" But sometimes I'd pick up when they say hello, I would say either "Hi, can I get a delivery?" or else I'd say "Good afternoon," and then the place that I work in, or else I'd say, "What's going on, guys? My name is Alvin."
My name's El Nero, and I want egg fried rice.
I did once phone for a Chinese, and I did honestly. They answered the phone and said like whatever Chinese place they were, and I said, "What's going on?" And then I just hung up and never phoned them again. So
What's going on? My order is
yeah, I didn't get to that. I wasn't even quick enough on my feet to think that through. But
you just panicked and threw the phone out the window.
yeah, pretty much.
I was out in a place called Chelmsford, which is in Essex, with a couple of my mates, and we went back to this girl's house afterwards. And like before we walked in, we said, "Is anyone going to be at home?" And she was like, "No, it'll be fine, no one's in." And so I walked into this house, and the kitchen's like straight ahead of you, and there was this kid cooking a burger on the frying pan. Like, not I say kid, he was like 15, 16, and like that was just weird. But then she started, like she chucked him out. Go on, what?
I thought that was the whole story.
No, it gets weird. she chucked him out. I was like, "You can't keep coming in here and cooking burgers."
This isn't even he was a random kid.
She knew him, but apparently he just let himself in and just like cooking her food all the time when she was out. And like that's not even the weirdest part. She starts using the frying pan. She starts doing the stuff in that, we say to her, like, what are you doing that? She goes, oh, I'm just cooking up some meth. And we just stood there, looked at each other and went, what? She goes, yeah, do you want to try something? We just stood there and went, nah, can we have that burger though?
Wait, so it's-
the frying pan thing just reminded me of it.
A kid was in her house cooking burgers with the same frying pan that she was about to...
Yes.
Nice.
It wasn't exactly a kid, he was like 15, 16.
No.
But obviously we was like 20 at the time, so it was
He was a
kiddish.
kid, yeah.
Anyone younger
And-
than you is statistically a kid.
And we never called her again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's-
Mainly for the burger thing. I mean,
This
that
is like one of them situations where I think only I could get into.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah, there are a lot of things you say to me that I'm just like, wow, that's such a jack.
To be honest, I've never done that before. I've never gone back to... And then I had a random stranger in a house cooking burgers and then be offered meth a minute later. That's not happened.
Really,
Yeah.
that's never happened to you. That's
Really?
just
Never
happened
happened.
Saturday
Yeah.
night.
Are you sure?
Well, it happened once.
It didn't happen once. Yeah.
I was that kid, Jack.
The thing is, like, no one's ever gonna like. I wouldn't know that because I will never risk my
Social
street cred.
credibility.
Yeah, my very high social credibility
Yeah.
by going into a library.
I can't even imagine you in a library. The fuck's all this? The fuck is this? Dan Brand? Who the fuck is he?
They still have books at a library, yeah.
I think so, yeah. Do people
There's
still...
probably a lot of these people listening to this now thinking, what is a book?
That's a good point. Does anyone in the comment section actually go to a library? I've morally died a few times. and-
Well, we've all morally died. I mean, I died inside years ago.
Yeah, there's nothing behind the facade that is your face.
It's a
I
facade.
have no idea what. I don't know what I just
It's
said.
Facade.
I love the
Honestly-
fact that you've seen that written down and gone.
Do you know what? That was
that's
this a
facade.
life hack. That was confidence. I carried that sentence all the way through, even though halfway through, I started questioning what I was saying.
Well, I questioned it after facade.
I think the
Facade.
first time I ever met Jack in person
No, it wasn't that time.
it was the second time then.
Yeah.
But it was Jack. I forget what he was even talking about, but he said like, it's just. He said it's the epitome of annoying or something, and I was like, "The fuck is epitome? What the hell are you talking about?" And you're like, "Epitome? It's like it's like it is the emphasis of it. It's the pinnacle of it." And I was like, what the hell? That's not even a word. And then Jack got on his phone, started Googling it, and he was like, it is the epitome, the personification, or the pinnacle, or the... It's like, nah, man, it's epitome.
It just reminds me of that Joey thing where he goes on about moo point. It's like
Yeah.
Dow's opinion.
It's a moot point. It's like means nothing. I just looked up facade.
It's
Facade.
facade,
It's-
Jack.
It's generally one exterior side of a building. Where do I get these words?
I got like this really weird feeling, like just from nerves and anxiety and stuff, and the water actually cleared that right up. Like it washed away my anxiety, and I felt really refreshed after it. But I feel like I've got brain freeze, and like my core body temperature is reduced. And I tried to form a sentence there while we were just about to start recording, and I couldn't do it. So I don't know how this whole episode is going to sound, because I don't feel like I'm at 100% at all. But
I've just got. It's basically like I've got a head freeze, brain freeze.
yeah.
All my brain cells are freezing.
Yeah, and it's really bad because you didn't have anything to work with beforehand. You know,
Yeah.
like, you didn't have much going on in your head, but now
You're really scraping the bucket.
I'm really scraping. Like I'm down to my neck in ideas now.
That's my neck.
that's such a great saying.
Yeah, I've seen people retweeting like someone's earliest tweet.
Yeah.
And it's about telling his wife to go and get, or telling some bird to go and get a sandwich or something like that.
Yeah,
no,
and
it was
he,
telling his nan, wasn't it? I was like, I haven't got time for this nan.
yeah, my grandmother's trying to make me take out the trash. Oh, well, fuck this, I'm going home. I'm rich, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
That's literally what he says. But then he has some really weird tweets where he's like, I'm going to have an Ethiopian girlfriend so that I can say to her, here's a glass of water, and she'll be delighted with that.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
How stupid do you have to be to just even think that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Over to you, Jack. Try and explain that one.
I'm out of brain.
Oh, that sums up everything.
I've been terrorised by water.
I remember the first time I ever watched Lost. I like it was in the middle of season 2 or 3 or something like that. And
You're mental for watching it halfway through.
oh well, no, it was the first time I'd ever seen it. Like I didn't even know what it was because this was back before the internet. Well, before I had access to the internet in my phone or whatever. And I turned on the TV because it was like 11:30 at night, and they used to show reruns of it. So I didn't know what it was, but it was this really quite clearly gripping and captivating scene that was going on, and it was really fucking good. Like I remember really enjoying it, and it ended on such a cool cliffhanger that I really wanted to tune in and find out what happened next. And I tuned in the next day for the next episode, and it was a completely different plot. Pretty much, it didn't even reference what happened the last time.
Yeah, that
and I
was
like,
the problem with Lost.
yeah, every episode is like that. It opens up a new, and it was the same with that Revolution show. They had so many things in it where it clearly implied some sort of almost paranormal presence, but then it's explained as something else. And
Don't get me wrong. I loved Watch. I loved Watch. I loved. For fuck's sake! I love.
what?
I love. I loved Lost.
Jack. I love Watch. Yeah.
I love Watch. I loved Lost.
Channel Watch.
No, just the idea of holding a watch on my wrist. I love Watch. Right. I don't know how I recover from this.
You don't. We should just start a new topic. Leave it there. Like an episode of Lost, we should just leave it there and never go back.
We're done professionally.
Yeah, we're fucking done.
Right, I loved Lost.
Yeah.
Nailed it that time.
You have to know the ending of your show, I think. Well, maybe not always. I think if the characters are good enough, you can do whatever you want.
You can have a predetermined route. It's just the way that you do it.
Yeah, I'd actually agree 100%. Weirdly, that's a very profound statement.
Write that down. What's the time? 7 minutes past 9.
about 45 seconds after he said, "I love Watch."
I don't know what's the more profound. I believe no one has ever said "I love Watch" before.
No one's ever run out of brain before, though. This is like we're hitting all sorts of records.
First, this is.
Yeah, this is all just.
Let's get Guinness World Records on the phone.
No, it does make sense though. You mean you did say I've run out of brain, and then moments later you did say I love Watch. So we're not surprised at this point, you know.
Oh man, it's so good. And I have more followers than her on Twitter, so I'm going to go and send her a tweet right now and tell her how much I love her. I think she just recently made her Twitter account because there's no way I should have more followers than her.
Than who?
Michelle Monaghan.
Don't know who that is. That's cool.
She's the next Sandra Bullock.
She's got 8,300 followers.
Yeah, she's the next Sandra Bullock. That's true. She was in Mission Impossible 3.
I still like Sandra Bullock 1.
Yeah, I love Sandra Bullock 1.
Sure.
Sandra Bullock. I mean, yeah.
She's 50.
I don't know it's Michelle McConaughey, whoever it is, but
come on, Jack.
This Julia Roberts is just. It's who it is.
Julia Roberts, did you just say?
Who else are we talking about?
Michelle Monaghan.
Yeah, but you said it's Julia Roberts.
I said she's Sandra Bullock. I said she's the next Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I always get them too confused.
I hate Julia Roberts. I really do. I think like in all of her movies, like the person who writes the script for her or who writes the thing is Julia Roberts' husband or something like
Michelle Monaghan. I'd fuck her.
Alright, thanks for that.
You know we're on the podcast now, Jack, yeah?
What?
Like, sometimes I spend time in Skype calls with Jack, and he says things that make me think this is why I'm not having kids. Like, that's how far regressed his brain has gotten. That he behaves like how I imagine a kid would act.
Yeah.
Alright, okay then.
Good chat, guys.
There should be some movie where, like,
aliens have been... They could make a movie about me.
Yeah.
It would sell.
What, and the tagline would have been he could take down planets with that kind of talent, and it's just you singing.
It's just me. It's just me playing GTA. It's just like a hidden camera.
the whole premise of the movie could be that Jack is some sort of scientist because he's good with maths. Let's give him that. He is.
Yep.
He's some sort of scientist, and we've just received contact from extraterrestrials, and it turns out that they have been sending us coded messages, but Jack, in the middle of this movie, the point of no return in this movie would be Jack doing the ice bucket challenge, which causes him to run out of brain. So from there he can't do anything. And they keep calling upon him to decode these messages, but he just can't do it. And then somebody puts together a plan where they change the messages into 70s and 80s songs.
It's a 70s
and then Jack
playlist.
comes in.
Yeah.
And then Jack comes in and just sings back to the aliens and saves planet Earth.
Yeah, it's kind of like Close Encounters, but better.
Yeah. Or worse, delete as appropriate.
Yeah.
Better, quite clearly.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's one of the classics of cinema, Jack, but alright. Yeah.
I can imagine, like, he was a great scientist.
Yeah.
He ran out of brain.
Until ice water.
Brain disappeared.
Despite owning the world's third largest beet farm, Russell Crowe is actually allergic to beets. He could die if he touches one.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I knew something's going to come up the fucking beet farm.
Yeah. So that's another weird Russell Crowe fact. I mean,
so how does he?
The guy's a maniac, really, isn't he?
He is, yeah. How does he operate? Does he get the colossal twats to?
He gets his band, the Colossal Twats. He gets them on it.
Oh, that's interesting.
They each have operate a beet part of the farm. I don't.
You're trying to justify this fact now, aren't you? You're trying to.
The problem is I don't know enough about beet farming.
Do you not?
Really, but all these facts are true. So
there's one of the music videos for Russell Crowe and the Colossal Twats is when it starts off like it transitions nicely from a dark screen into this beet farm landscape.
Yeah.
And one of the guys,
very barren.
One of the guys walks over and picks up a live beet, and Russell Crowe just shouts at him and goes, "Hey, drop a beat!" And then he drops the beat, and then the song starts.
And then the song starts. No, you're right. Yeah. It's got over 3,000 views on YouTube. It's a big hit. It's one of their big numbers. Yeah, she inhabited the role of P Diddy.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Or Puff Daddy. What does he go by now?
I think he's just Sean Combs now.
It's not Snoop Lion now, is he?
Snoop Lion.
Snoop Diddy.
Yeah, Snoop Diddy. Yeah.
No, he's just Diddy now. Diddy Dirty Money.
Oh, he is just Diddy, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Soon he'll just be Die, and then...
Soon he'll be dead.
Soon he'll be dead.
A Diddy is dead.
A Diddy has died.
By the way, that's what we're gonna end the episode with today, is you saying a woman is dead or something.
Yeah.
News.
But
Newsflash. A woman is dead.
Do you have another... Jack, do you have any facts?
Do I... What?
Do you have any facts to tell us?
Is this all the the research I put in before?
Yeah.
No, this is where we sent you links on Skype and you didn't click on them.
Oh, yes. It's because I found a Plan Vault manager called Bellend.
Yeah, no, that's it, yeah.
Right, Nicolas Cage owned a pet octopus. Because
that's...
Yeah.
That sounds like it could be made up.
No.
That definitely sounds like one of the Russell Crowe.
This isn't cracked. This isn't cracked. This is true.
Oh, well, then it's real.
Yeah, it's definitely real.
He claims studying its movements helped him with acting.
That sounds like one thing to say.
Yeah, I now believe it.
Sounds like one of Lucemore's facts.
Yeah. No, it sounded bullshit before, but now it sounds proper. Fucking makes perfect sense. Studying its movement. Do you reckon Nicolas Cage definitely plays up to his reputation, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I can come at you with another Russell Crowe fact.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Yes,
That's what we need right now.
Russell Crowe only has one nipple. He lost the other one in a bet with Barry Manilow.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, have they used Barry Manilow?
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know what kind of bet. I mean,
Probably one involving a nipple.
I got these facts off IMDb. Very vague. I mean, I try and go in depth with them, but...
Yeah, that's the problem with that website.
Yeah, not enough information. So, I'm going to go with another Russell Crowe fact.
Oh, perfect.
So,
This
yeah.
really gets us going.
Despite being Australian and they don't even like baseball, his favourite baseball team, however, is the Louisiana Truck Stops. So yeah, he's a big fan. Goes to all the home games. Big truck stop fan.
Does he not go to any of the away games now?
Doesn't go to the away games. Doesn't have time. No, too busy beet farming.
I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of the rain. I just think it's impractical and boring. But,
It's impractical. It's like kind of one of the life sources of the planet.
well, yeah, but whatever.
Yeah. It's like oxygen. Like, who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Who needs it?
I never did number 7.
Hang on. Number 7, fly a kite.
Yeah.
No, I can't even remember the last time I even saw a kite.
Yeah, I've only ever seen them in movies. I'm pretty sure they don't even exist.
I think this is a thing of Americans with really big kites, or the Japanese with really fancy kites.
Yeah.
And Mary Poppins. Like, I don't think flying a kite is a thing.
No, I don't
in
think so
England.
either.
Like, anyway,
Number 14,
yeah.
Damn Stream.
Damn a stream. Yeah, you can, if you had found me at 9 years old, you could often find me, standing over a stream going, "The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels..." Oh, that's an awful joke. Can we move on from this one? Because that is an awful joke, and I'm not sure anything better is going to happen with that one. Here we go. This is going to be a good one.
Check out the crazy creatures in a rock pool.
Yeah, I think I've done that. If by crazy creatures you mean crabs and starfish, but then again they're not exactly that crazy.
No,
if I had
they're
found some humanoid type sea creatures, possibly of the people variety, then yeah, I'd count that. But
Which we all know has happened.
exactly. Who hasn't had an experience with the sea people?
Yeah, not a lot of people, judging from the tweets that I get pretty regularly.
And number 49 really shows how times have changed from when we were kids. Find a geocache.
What the fuck is a geocache?
Exactly. What? If I'm thinking right, a geocache is basically this little box that you can put stuff in for the next person to find, and it has the coordinates or the location of another box, and you just go from box to box putting stuff in it.
And
or
where do the boxes
come from? I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is all a bit suspect. This sounds like finding a geocache as a child sounds like a paedophile trap.
Yeah. It does. I did find one once, but it was just a stick with a rope tied to it and a block of cheese underneath it.
Was the stick propping up a box by any chance?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, and the box said candy inside.
But it had cheese. Now that's an interesting ruse that they've performed.
Yeah, it is. Well, they know that kids love cheese, don't they?
I loved cheese as a kid.
I love cheese as an adult as well.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I had a meal without cheese on it.
Cheese is great.
Cheese is fantastic.
Should we just talk about cheese for the rest of this podcast?
What is your favourite kind of cheese?
I don't know if it's pronounced Gouda or Gouda, because I always used to pronounce Gouda. So, Gouda, basically. What about
like
you?
Mozzarella.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because I'm not sure you could... pizzas wouldn't be as good if it was any other type of cheese.
I also like extra cheese.
Yeah. What kind of pizza do you like? With extra cheese?
Yeah, that's the one. Extra cheese and bacon all day, every day.
I love cheese so much that when I was younger and my parent, we used to buy pre-made, uncooked pizzas from the supermarket, I used to grate extra cheese on top of the pizza.
I do that as an adult.
No, yeah, I'd do that if I eat pizza often enough, which I don't, which makes me sad. No, yeah.
I had pizza yesterday. I had a burger today. All cheese.
I had 4 burgers today. No buns or anything. I just had them with couscous. That was a sad moment in my life. They were steak burgers. They were really nice. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. Because when you were finished with those burgers, you marked it off the bucket list.
No, yeah, I really did, yeah.
That's
just on my bucket list, eat burgers with no buns.
Yes.
You know.
That's a tragic bucket list. What's number one on your bucket list? Like,
Number-
what's one thing that always comes to your mind when you think of it?
Oh, I'm gonna be so cliche. Like, it's actually impossible to get any more cliche than the number one thing on my bucket list.
I want to see the pyramids.
I wanna travel the world. No, but like seriously though.
Speaking of space operas and Han Solo, did you know that Al Pacino was going to be Han Solo?
I did not know this until like 15 minutes ago when you said it to me.
I said it, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the very small planning that we do for the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we're very bad. But
I've been planning all week.
yeah, you have. Yeah, Jack has brought literally. Shut up, Jack. Anyway, tell us more about Al Pacino. What was when was that in the 70s? That must have been.
Yeah, 77. He was apparently offered the script and he took it and looked at it and apparently didn't understand any of it, so he turned it down. But I just think it'd be amazing with Al Pacino. Like Harrison Ford is like the ultimate cool sort of suave, charming guy. Like Han Solo, Indiana Jones. But Al Pacino as a Han Solo would have been amazing.
I know, it would have been brilliant. But what's even more brilliant is me imagining him taking the script and looking at it and going, "What the hell is this? This makes no sense." And George
I just
Lucas
like the imagine like the carbon. You know when he's being frozen in carbonite.
Yeah.
He's there and he's going down the thing, and Princess Leia's like, "I love you," and then it wouldn't be the same with Al Pacino.
Yeah.
He would just go "wow" or something like that. It just wouldn't make any sense. It just really
good.
I have this. I have this one dream that I wrote down once, right? Where remember when Kim Kardashian and Kanye West got married and they were honeymooning in Ireland?
Yeah.
I had a dream that I was down at my cousin's house and I saw Kim Kardashian cheating on Kanye in some sleazy motel in Ireland. And Kanye went mental and hung himself in the dream, and I was distraught because I was the one who found him for some reason. And what
so you spotted Kim cheating on him, and then you found him.
Sounds like Forrest Gump being involved in everything.
What I've written next is just 5 words that I use as a memory trick to remind myself of what the rest of the dream was. And
Remember,
it says,
you saw Kanye dead.
Crazy rural Ireland atmosphere vibe. So that's what goes on in my head. But
Sounds like the start of a screenplay or something, doesn't it?
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna commandeer a house somewhere? But like here, what I reckon is you want to be by a river, make a quick escape down.
A river sounds like a decent idea. Zombies are not notorious for their aquatic abilities.
No.
Okay, jet ski.
So somewhere with high walls that backs onto a jet ski.
Why
when was the last time you saw a jet ski in England?
On a river in England.
I'd source one. There's a boat shop not far from me.
See,
jet skis are not boats.
Yeah, but it's like
they're more
whales
boats
and
than
dolphins.
cars.
It's like whales and dolphins.
Well, they're more boats than cars. Yeah, that's sure. But they're like the motorcycles of boats.
It is the equivalent of whales and dolphins. They're the same family.
What you're doing is you're assuming that like it's just a breakdown in civilization that leads to some sort of GTA type world. You're not assuming that you're in imminent danger. So you've got plenty of scope to fuck around in your opinion. You're just like, I'm going to do so many things. I'm going to steal a 50-inch TV. I'm going to sit back on my couch, roll up a joint, maybe take the jet ski out for a spin. What you don't know is that there's zombies trying to eat your brains at every like waking moment, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to catch me from my jet ski.
So this is the thing that we didn't mention either. Zombies don't sleep, obviously.
Yeah, actually.
So because that's the time when the slow zombies actually catch up to you, when you kind of have to stop and rest. So I think what we should be doing is we should be in like a bus of sorts.
Build a yacht.
A yacht?
For fuck's sake, Jack! What the hell is wrong with you?
What is it with you and fucking boats and jet skis and yachts?
Jack's like the Richard Branson of the zombie apocalypse. He's got like yachts.
We'll have an island.
An island. An island is a fucking great idea.
I think we should get a high-speed train. They'll never see that coming. I don't think that for introverts who display consistently misanthropic opinions are the ones to be leading the revolution here, you know?
I'm not an introvert.
Okay, Jack, I'm sorry, you're not an introvert.
don't know where this has come from.
It's still a solid point, though. You just said you're not good with people, and believe me, I agree with you. So.
I meant I am. But to be
Right.
fair, though, if we rocked up and I said to you, lads, I'll handle this, what point would you actually let me do
And
it?
you come away with a yacht and a jet ski. Yeah.
All I had to do was give them everything that we have. And then we
I
get a yacht and a
didn't
jet
manage
ski.
to get any food, guys. But
I gave them. I
I have a
them
3-hour
money.
lease on a jet ski and a
Yeah.
potential trip on a yacht.
And we're in Leicester, the most central point in England where there's no coast.
I
Just
have.
live in a stationary yacht in the middle of a town somewhere.
I swapped our guns for a jet ski.
Now, obviously, only 2 of us can ever go on the jet ski.
Yeah,
But here's a whistle, and if zombies are around you, just blow on it, and we'll come back and save you.
I'm not sure, even during a zombie apocalypse, I want to be behind another man on a jet ski.
Go.
That's all kinds of intimate I don't want to get with any one of you.
I don't know. End of the world.
To survive, I mean,
It's
never
just
have to
it's
talk
just the
about it.
4 of us. Like,
yeah.
I will be standing behind. I will be standing on the coast, still going. Go. But Jack, this is our survival. I'll die if I don't do this. But go.
zombies tearing away at your flesh. At least I'm not good.
Yeah, I mean, I live in the countryside, so, that would be... I could accommodate a cow, I reckon.
Commandeer.
I really hope Loosemore's sitting in his room right now with a lasso around his waist and a fucking
Right.
cowboy hat on.
So far we've got
How
a
did you know?
bus.
We've got
all
a
in-
bus, a jet
And it's
ski.
trading a jet ski. The cow is sitting on the jet ski for sort of space issues. We're set.
Nah, we could get the cow in the bus. Come on, don't be...
Well, no,
What
they've
if
got,
it's
they've got those
mental?
big sections underneath the bus. You put the cow in there.
That's
Surely.
really cruel.
Is it a double-decker? Because obviously the cow couldn't go up the stairs.
To be fair, a couple of hours on a bus with me, you'll be wanting me in the little fucking storage bit underneath.
Yeah, that's it. Because, I mean, I don't want this coach if it's going to be a megabus. Because I've been on megabus and they are shit.
All buses are shit. The only
I think we
good
should have
bus
a
I've ever
double-decker.
been on was a tour bus for a band, and that's cool because it's got a sitting room and beds in it. But other than that, buses are shit.
Why don't we still one of those buses then? Why are we settling with National Express?
Actually, yeah, I have access to a tour bus.
Yeah. You only fucking bring this up now, didn't you?
Yeah,
Fucking
sorry guys.
be no use in a zombie apocalypse. Oh, sorry guys, we've run all this way. There's a car around the corner that I can drive.
I've just accommodated a cow, and now you're saying this shit.
But you've brought nothing to the table so far. I've got a jet ski. Jack had the idea about a bus.
Yeah.
Loose Moore's bought a cow. What are you doing?
I could carry. What's £50? That's nothing.
£50, that's 25 kilos, roughly.
£50 is about, what, like 7, 8 babies, maybe?
What?
When's that going to come into
Two
account?
babies.
I don't know. I mean, in terms of, I just know that I weighed 8 pounds when I was born.
I should have told you guys that
Some,
Loosemore measures everything in babies.
Baby
It's
weight,
just one
yeah.
of those things that he does.
he said that as if that was actually like part of the metric system.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the next one is like setting a trap. And
Yeah.
I think the only thing you'd end up walking over and I'd be putting like a cardboard box like with a stick propping it up.
Stick.
I mean, we've all seen Rambo, right?
This will catch a
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah, so,
How hard a set a trap for small game? So like,
a squirrel.
Chicken.
yeah, like how hard could it be?
You could just
Yeah.
jump on it.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
could just jump on it. That's not technically a trap, but
Well, it is.
We could just raid mousetraps from Poundland while we're there, and that counts.
if by traps they mean hide in a bush and pounce on a chicken, then yes, I can set a trap.
Pounce on a chicken.
God.
Chickens aren't the most agile creatures. I'm not sure there's much pouncing needed, just a slow walk up to it.
I've seen people chase chickens. They're quite nifty.
6 months.
I lasted over a year.
Oh, fuck off. There's no way. You die before me every fucking. Fuck.
No fucking way. I survive.
I got 1 year exactly.
Yeah, I got 6 months.
Seriously, Jack Brown lasts the longest.
Fuck off, bitches.
I told you.
Told you, if you got a jet ski, you've sorted.
This is how you know that BuzzFeed is bullshit.
Oh my god. I can't believe we're all going to die to the man with the jet ski.
Yeah.
If this is a film, the last scene's me riding off into the sunset.
On your jet ski. Yeah.
But then, like, the camera pans out, right, and it's just the sun. You just see the sun. You're on the jet ski, and it's driving away, and it's great. And then as it zooms down to the body of the jet ski, you're actually on a trailer, and some redneck is driving a truck ahead of you, and you're not actually at sea or anything. You're just on the jet ski.
You've been a zombie this whole time.
Yeah.
I had a good mind. Like, I just couldn't. It's like the locked-in syndrome. Like, I had a brain, so I knew what was going on. I'd just say I am of sound conscience.
It's a big hypothetical there.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You're a comedian, well done. It's not fun when someone's abusing you. Like, I love taking the piss out of people, but
I know, yeah.
I know what people go through when they talk to me now.
Sometimes when I'm editing the Midnight Hour and I hear how you react to being abused, I'm like, oh, I kind of almost feel bad, but then I remember all the horrible things you say to me on a daily basis, and I'm like, did some good job there.
It's pretty fair between us, though. No, I'm quite harsh, actually.
No, we do exist in a situation that involves mutual hatred, I think, back and forth.
Yeah.
Speaking of you,
I think that's the best kind of rope. But go
on. Well, no bad conversation has ever started with. Speaking of
euthanasia. Euthanasia or
Asian youths. Just think Asian youth.
Yeah. They've got to be in Asia.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Because
no, I don't.
As an Irishman, right? This is weird to me. But you know how on the 5th of November every year, you guys in England burn effigies of Guy Fawkes and then light up fireworks? That seems really fucked up to me.
Yeah.
Is that like, you know, what the fuck? If it was...
It's another thing that's got lost in translation, though. It's kind of it's a tradition now rather than such a slight against him.
Can you imagine if it was people with brown skin burning effigies of somebody in a desert? Like, can you imagine how much of a field day the Daily Mail would have with that?
Yeah, but they're not doing it with fireworks, are they? Like fun sparklers.
No, but I'm saying hypothetically.
They're not selling tickets to the event, so yeah.
No, like
we have fun sparklers, and everyone has a good time.
They don't have sparklers and stuff. I don't think. Yeah, you're missing the point there, Will.
No, I think you guys are missing what I was trying to say. In all honesty, I think that's what happened there. But
who's going to pay for the? How many soldiers do you reckon got here? 100,000? That's a conservative guess.
I don't know how many. I don't know how much money is circulating.
How many money?
How many monies?
How many monies?
God, who makes
how much money is in football? How much money is in football? Billions.
Oh, billions, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
There's not even a tenth of that in.
Well, no, because it's footed by sponsors and oil tycoons and clubs themselves, the fans themselves. It's not, paid for by the public in the same way. Football is its own economy, and until you see a war that's sponsored by Debenhams or KFC, you're not going to be able to pay soldiers that much money. Because...
Yeah, okay. So, I looked up. British Army have 500,000 people within it. Obviously ranging from actual soldiers to people going down to, city jobs.
Yeah, mechanics and engineers.
Clerks and stuff. So... You put an average football wage, let's say 40 grand a week, very conservative.
I wouldn't even say that's an average. I mean,
of higher divisions. I mean, you gone for average of professional footballer in general or Premier League?
Yeah, okay. So do average sort of. Yeah, that's what the whole argument about though, because they talk about people earning hundreds of thousands.
Okay. So televised football leagues, I reckon 40,000 is a fair guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you're probably right.
You got 500,000. You times that by 40,000.
That's 2 million.
My phone doesn't work that out. Oh, it's 20 billion. That's 20 billion pounds a year.
I just can't do maths at all.
Did you say 20 million?
No,
I said 2
million. Oh my God. What could... So, you get 20 billion of that a year.
Jack, I have to say, considering how hard of a time I give you, I deserved you to punch me in the face when I got that maths problem wrong.
Because I'm very good at maths, and that hurt a bit when policeman said you said 2 million when the answer is actually 20 billion.
There's a 2 in there, isn't there?
Yeah, maths,
maths is the one thing I can do.
But I'm English and speaking is the only thing I can do. Which is why I should have said English and speaking are the only things that I can do. But that time you said that you were running out of brain. That's the equivalent of me saying 2 million just then, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
I'll let you
crime
know.
against either of our chosen fields of expertise.
So what it is, we'll assume the title of this podcast is going to be 500,000 times 40,000 equals 2 million.
I think I'll just call it 2 million.
2 million.
That's what the whole topic will be. 2
That
million.
was terrible.
So...
Yeah, I agree.
How do you transition from that?
I have come up with all the topics tonight. I'm hoping that someone else has something to throw in here.
Do you want me to talk about the? I'll talk about the. Did you hear about the Floyd Mayweather thing?
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
That he
I have not heard about
witnessed.
That's our conversation on
Yeah.
that done.
He
Good stuff to
witnessed
talk
a
about.
murder-suicide over FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Imagine witnessing your best friend kill over like Skype. Like in a minute, Jack's gonna kill someone. We're gonna have to plead with him not to kill himself.
I'd just hang up and then call back later and hope I could be like, oh, sorry man, my connection died, what's up?
What's happening? Are you cool?
Yeah, that, I...
I'm going through a... I know.
I'm not laughing at the dead, I'm laughing at that being a really good impression.
Yeah. Was he saying tunnel or funnel?
Funnel, I
He's
thought.
going through a
Oh,
funnel.
tunnel is even better.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I've just got to squeeze my phone through a funnel at the moment. Sorry about that.
I just threw my phone out the fucking window. Sorry about that. Can we do an award ceremony for the Christmas thing?
If we do a Christmas episode of the Midnight Hour, you want to do an award ceremony?
Yes.
What awards would you have on it?
Most podcaster.
Oh god.
Most podcasts.
Well, we'd
Oh
have
my
obviously
God.
Banger of the Year 2014.
Banger of the year.
that's-
Yeah, we could do that sort of thing. Film of the year, song of the year, album of the year, person of the year.
Yeah.
You want to just do that now? Can that be the episode?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Speaking of Person of the Year, I just posted in the link. I don't know why. I thought it was funny.
Wasn't Times Person of the Year this year the people who are fighting Ebola?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fighting Ebola. I still don't have it. So
I'm fighting
I'm
Ebola by
Person
not
of the Year.
having Ebola, so
Yeah.
well done to me.
But Taylor Swift is kind of built like a tall person. Like she's all sort of legs. Like isn't? I mean, can legs people
She's all
dance?
legs.
It's like giraffes are probably not the dancing animal community, you know. It's probably.
I'd say that giraffes are more known for their necks than their legs.
Taylor
Like,
Swift is the Peter Crouch of pop music, evidently.
Yes. Yeah. So
She's got a great touch for a big lass.
Right, what about the best World Cup of the year? I'd probably go for the 2014 World Cup.
I saw a drawing of a World Cup trophy, and that was quite nice. So
1978.
Yeah.
I had a cup of tea the other day that was a mug and it had a map of the world around it. So I'm going to go for that one.
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That's,
Cool. Do we vote now? Do we on what's the best?
I've been swayed. Yeah, I've been swayed by the mug.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
swayed by the vote.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
the last
it's a world mug,
Yeah.
not a World Cup. But you know,
Well,
Which
I-
is
I'm
why
gonna
it's
stick with it.
disqualified from this award ceremony.
But can we really give it to the World Cup in Brazil because FIFA and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah. Fuck that. I'm gonna go
I'd feel morally unsettled by that.
Yeah. So Jack's mug is the winner.
Yeah, well done,
Okay,
Jack.
congratulations.
Everybody, round of
Oh.
applause.
thanks a lot. Thank you.
Any words on behalf of the mug, Jack?
No.
Put
Cool.
tea in me.
Your commemorative mug to congratulate you is on its way.
Yep.
Justin Bieber's dad is up there. Bullshit person of the year.
What
What
did he
happened
do?
with Justin Bieber's dad?
Have you seen him? Like Google him right now.
Have you seen it?
He's just an idiot.
If me googling Justin Bieber's dad cuts out my internet, then
Yeah.
Justin, oh mate, Bieber, good because I can't spell it. It comes up as second on the list. House is the first one. Jeremy Bieber.
Yeah.
He never. Had
He
a
does not
chance.
look like a good parent.
He looks like he's touched him. He looks the kind of guy that would touch his kids.
That's libelous.
I don't agree with him as a human being.
What we'll do is we'll assume the listeners at the same time are just googling him now and as well.
Yeah.
They can have their own minute of silence.
I don't agree with him as a human being.
He was the one who allowed his son stop traffic in the middle of LA or something, didn't he? So his son could drag race some guy that they saw at a stoplight or something.
Deary me.
Imagine
You'd think with all that money you'd just go and, hire a racetrack or some shit for the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rent anywhere. But yeah.
Just go and rent Silverstone for the day. Right.
Yeah.
Go on, have fun, boys. But no.
I
think when they
always,
say
before I record, I tell myself I'm not going to mention a certain few things that I mentioned way
is
too
Justin
much.
Bieber's dad at the top?
No. Anyways,
what a weird exclusion to make.
some of my friends recently
Okay.
shot a music video in LA, and apparently they had the street closed off for that. So you're talking
I wonder who you're talking about.
Justin Bieber's dad stopped traffic in LA. What a fucking cunt, closing off a street for his own. What?
Yeah, but did Codeline's dads do that?
Whoa.
Oh, who said it's Codeline?
Yeah,
Who said it was Codeline?
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I mean, you too.
Bono, what a fucking hero.
What was the best act of terrorism of 24? Nah, just kidding.
Oh, it's finally you ask a question that I know an answer to.
Go on.
No,
I think it was
I don't.
Alia's album.
I'll immediately have my award stripped away if I answer that question.
Which means you've actually got an opinion on it, which is bad.
Yeah, that reminds me of. No, I'm not gonna go there actually.
Go. Do it.
I really. This,
Go
right,
for it.
I have to, before I say this, right, I do not think that rape is funny, and I don't think that
This is a
jokes
rape
are
disclaimer
funny.
that you've got going.
Yeah, this is a rape disclaimer, because I don't...
Rape is about as least funny as anything gets.
Yeah,
but
it's not a thing to make fun of. However,
Oh god.
we all have a mutual friend by the name of Jamos. In fact, he was on one episode of The Midnight Hour, which has been locked in a vault, and no
Never
one will ever
stop.
listen to it. But for reasons I'm about to go into, a while ago, about, I don't know, what was this, 3 years ago? Myself, Christian, I think Jack Brown, Jamos, and Nep were all staying at Nep's house. Weirdly enough, Nep stays at his own house from time to time, and
only for the night we was there.
yeah, I was
Benefits
sleeping
of
on
owning
the
your own house.
floor in Nep's sitting room, and Jamas was sleeping on the couch. And I said to him, have you ever seen American History X or something? And he was like, yeah, it's a good rape scene in that. And I was like, what? And he was like, it's in my top 5 rape scenes of all time. And I was like, hold on, what the actual fuck? What's the other 4? And he listed off the other 4. And
If there's a question you should never ask.
yeah.
Are we really throwing Jamos under the bus here?
No, I think if we got him on the show, he would jump under it himself. But I have to just set this straight. Right? Why I think that's funny is not actually to do with the rape. It's the fact that he said a thing that's a part of a movie that you don't usually think or talk about because it's so taboo. And he listed off 5 movies that all contain that exact. So
It's more the fact that he's put some thought into what his top
yeah,
five
but
favourite
he did
rape
it so
series
rapidly that you can't help but appreciate the fact that he was he obviously made that as a joke, but he was so committed to the joke that he saw it through till the end, and I really do respect that.
You respect the commitment to the joke, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Would you like to hear about my dream?
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
6
go for
days
it.
ago.
Yeah.
This was. Do you remember when somebody tweeted us the other day asking us to talk about a parallel universe? This, I don't know, right? This was the 31st of May. I had this dream and I wrote it down after it happened because you know how sometimes dreams can be very emotive and they make you cry. So, right. I was on a spaceship with 2 other people. We were part of a crew, a delivery company. Traveling through planets, delivering stuff, pretty much like my ideal dream base here. We were parked on some moon repairing our spaceship, and I heard the dog barking because it's a dream and that makes sense, but he barks in real life when there's someone at the door. So he was obviously barking in real life, but I was in such a sleep that I could stay asleep while still hearing the dog bark and incorporate that into the dream. And I said to the people in the crew, he only ever barks when there's somebody at the door. So I looked out the window of the spaceship, and there was all these alien motherfuckers with guns. So they started shooting at the spaceship, but we weren't finishing our repairs. Like we didn't repair it properly. So the spaceship went into like light speed or hyperspace or whatever. But because it was in bad need of repairs, it only half worked. Like we only got to like half speed or whatever, and ended up crashing on some planet that looked an awful lot like Earth. Like there were humans and traffic lights and buses and just normal Earth stuff, except everyone spoke in this really crazy dialect. And I think I know why this was as well, was because I listened to a podcast about languages and how you know, like Beowulf is actually in English, but it's pronounced like that's how the people spoke, and I think that's just because it was fresh in my mind, but that's how they all spoke, and it made no sense to me. And I in the dream I just figured out, I basically solved the mystery, that because the ship was broken, we landed in a parallel universe, a parallel Earth. And then it got really weird, because it started like there was a huge accident at some guy's house, right? Like a car crashed into it or something. Just we were walking down the street observing the whole world, what it was, and a car crashed into a house, and it was like Earth except just a little bit weird. Like everyone was on LSD, or you were on LSD, like depending on what way you look at it. But one of the guys on my crew from the spaceship like thought that it was an act of aggression from the locals when they crashed the car into the house. So he ran over and set fire to the car, which blew the house up. But the natives of the Earth-like place thought that if you deface someone's property, it means that they've done something really bad. Like, you know the way people write drug dealer scum on people's houses, or you know, they cover their house in paint if they're a paedophile. That's what they thought this to mean. So the fact that he blew up a car near their house, they thought that it meant that the guy who owned the house was a criminal, so he got arrested for it. And this is the for those of you still listening and keeping track, like this is the only reason that I want to tell this story, is because it's so fucking weird, right? But it turned out that the guy in the house that got arrested for doing nothing was the manager of a football club. And they were like Borussia Dortmund. They wore the same kit. Like, we went to their house because we were on a bus, and the native people came over, and like one of them happened to speak English, which just took me by surprise. And I figured she must have also been a time jumper or whatever. But she told me, like, this guy has lost his job, and it's all because of you. Like, I'm going to show you the life that you've ruined. And this was a manager who'd led his team on a 4-year unbeaten streak and won the triple diamond, whatever that is, 2 seasons in a row. I don't know what it is, but yeah, like, I found out that he lost his, that like I was partly responsible for him losing his job, and I started crying, like really badly crying. And I have, like, for context, I haven't cried in over 5 years. Like, I swear to God, I haven't cried since I was a teenager. But I was crying in the dream, and I woke up and there was tears in my eyes, and all because I lost a fictional manager his fictional job at some fictional sport that I don't even know what it was, in a fucking crazy parallel universe. And like that's the weirdest dream I've ever had, because it was like an episode of The Outer Limits where it was all supposed to make sense in some roundabout way, but I was crying over somebody losing their job. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you know,
I'm not even sure I have words for any of that anymore. Like, you lost me about 5 minutes ago as to what happened, but
yeah, man, like, it was just, I don't know. Like, I'm watching too much Futurama and Firefly and Star Trek, and I don't know what's happening to my mind, but that's an actual dream I had, and it was over the course of about 20 minutes as well, because I remember I woke up at like 9:44. I went back to sleep, and then when I woke up again, it was like 10:16, which is like what? It's like half an hour, 32 minutes. But yeah, that's. Did I just do really fast maths correct? Yeah, probably. Anyway, I thought I'd share my dream with you and everyone else, just because I want some validation.
That's something, certainly something. I don't know what, but it's something.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, it's alright.
Thank you for acknowledging that it was a thing.
It's definitely a thing. I'm not sure what, but it's a thing.
Well, at the end of the day, that's all I really wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show once again.
No worries. It was fun.
Yeah, this was a good one, wasn't it? I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had fun.
But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. We love you all, truly, with all of our hearts. I would cry if you all lost your jobs. I've been El De Niro.
Yep, I've been not Jack. Yes, I've been Jack. Whatever. I don't know what happened there. Like, I just ran out of words in my brain. Like,
it's Christmas Eve and I've only wrapped 2 fucking presents. Christmas Eve and I've only wrapped 2 fucking presents.